Okay. Did you see our topic?
Prove me your God. Yes, I do see your topic, but I don't really have something. So
Okay.
I mainly came here to listen to people, but it
Mhm.
seems nothing much going on here. So
Unfortunately,
yeah.
I just created the room today. Seemingly,
Mhm.
people are not interested in. Yesterday, we had a lot of people.
Right, right, right.
We had really good conversations. But today, people are busy, I think. Or maybe we'll catch them later. I don't know. Okay. Bum, bum. Hey, Abdul. Abdul. Well, we've lost him. We have Almal. Oh, Jordan, welcome. Today we didn't start good. People are busy. Mm. Oh, cool. Pam. Navas.
Hello, what's up?
Hello, Masood. Nothing much here. We're waiting for people for our topic. Did you see the topic?
Yes, I see the topic.
Okay. You gonna prove your God?
I cannot because I don't have any really.
So you don't believe in God? Okay, that makes sense. You have lost him. Uh, hey, Jordan, why you're not speaking, man? Jordan. 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 A moment. Okay, take your time. Dear person behind me, you're amazing and you're doing your best, but loud the person in front of you, camera shy. Okay, cool. What's this? It's a cat? No. It is not. It is not. Waiting for people. Waiting for people. Where are the people today? Where are the people today?
Philosopher.
Hey,
Sorry,
Akash.
you were saying something?
Hey, Jordan.
Yeah, you were saying something? I wasn't listening, rather.
Oh, yeah, when there's no one, when it's boring, yeah, I tend to sing. Today we have no people. Akash, where are the people?
I don't know. I think everyone is afraid of you.
But what about yesterday? We had a lot of people. They changed their mind in one night.
I think the time is you just came early today. I think that's why. This time people don't join. Maybe.
That's the same time, man. I was
Right.
online at this time yesterday.
All right. All right. Because yesterday I joined around 6 after 6 in my time zone. Then
Oh,
I saw you like a lot of people join. Right today, I think for me it's early. I don't know about you though.
okay, okay.
Yeah.
This is
We
earlier
have-
than, you know,
Uh,
last week
okay.
because my
Okay.
schedule is different.
Mhm.
But
All
yeah,
right.
still I have time for at least 4 hours stream today. Let's see.
Mhm.
But if there won't be people,
How's the channel analytics? People are actually enjoying or not?
okay, it's growing, man. Don't
Uh,
jinx it, but it's growing.
all
Uh,
right. Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
it'll take time, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, we are having more people on the live also, day by day.
Mhm. That's good then.
Yeah, we're getting more
I think
watch time.
you already do that, but still, like whenever any kind of interesting talks you have, just cut it down and put it on your video section. I think you
Y-
already do that, but I'm
You
just
mean
saying.
shorts?
Maybe like the little conversation, like around,
Oh, you
like
want me
the
to
conversation is
chop?
heated up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah, the heated up conversations.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe it will be a clickbait for
Mm,
people. They will maybe watch it.
yeah. Sometimes yeah, that they check. I don't know. Did you see one I was sharing apart from a movie, and I made a short from it. And people kind of
Mm.
like that, but it takes time. And sure,
Yeah,
I'll
definitely.
start
It's a
doing.
whole lot of work. You have to watch the whole stream, then you have to cut it
Yeah,
down
yeah.
the parts. It's take time for
Mm.
sure.
And right now, I have time only for streaming.
Yeah, new member.
Yeah.
Hello, welcome.
Vinicius. Hey, Vinicius.
Can you speak?
I think he's trying to speak. Maybe.
But I cannot hear you anything.
Yeah, not audible. You are not audible, man. You are not a. Hey, Phil and others just passing by saying that I'll join later. Oh, I will join later. I'd love to talk and discuss again if that. Sure, it's okay, Edward. Today we're
Yeah, please, Edward.
suffering from lack of people,
Yeah,
and
true.
we can enjoy that. I believe it was nice yesterday.
Yeah, this is actually shocking for me too because first time I'm seeing Phil room. It's that much. Just the
Yeah,
people.
it's very dead.
First time I see this actually. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
very odd actually. Yeah, it's never happened. I never saw that. Filled
Yeah,
room is that much silent.
yeah. And the thing is, nowadays
Mm,
people are joining from YouTube, and it's cool.
yeah.
They're cool.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, and probably we'll increase those people, and maybe we'll never suffer from, you know,
Yeah. Yeah.
speakers.
Yeah. But you're already saying it like your live viewers are increasing day by day. So it's a
Yeah,
good thing. Yeah,
yeah,
people are
yeah,
actually watching it. So
yeah.
yeah, that's good. Maybe you should create another room. I think.
I'll do that. Mm. Let's create another room. Let's jump into other room. Let's create other room. Let's jump into other room. Yep, yep, yep. I should check that one. They're so small. Wow. Wow. Ba, ba, ba.
Actually seeing the room from outside. Like nobody joining. What's happened today?
Yeah.
Oh,
Hi. Is God scared of non-believers? Seemingly today, yes. The future?
Ryan. I welcome Ryan.
Island.
Can you speak, Ryan? Can you speak?
Okay, people are gathering. John, welcome, John.
Anywhere now, there's like we're not getting good believers, or maybe I'm not joining. What do you think? Are you getting good believers nowadays?
Good people we're getting, yeah.
That's good then.
Yeah.
Come
Yeah.
on.
Sayam. Dan. Okay. Tom.
Tom.
We have
Hi, Tom.
Tom. Tom came here to prove his God.
Yo, hello guys.
Hello, man.
Hello.
Hey,
Yeah.
You
Okay.
wanna defend your God?
I was just here to listen to you guys. I mean,
Okay.
Okay.
just selling around you.
Sure.
Masood. Welcome, Masood.
Masood joined back. He's also waiting for other people to start.
Oh my. If everyone gonna wait for the other people to start, then who will start?
Who will start?
Yeah, Masood, please. You start now.
Okay, then let's don't bother the people. I guess if they want, they can join. Do you have any
All
topic in
right.
your mind? Any questions or any critique
Who,
from
me?
yesterday? Yeah.
Yesterday, like what? I was having a conversation with Edward. You're saying that?
And I'm not talking about only that one, but it can be any point about yesterday.
Um,
We had a lot of chats here.
no, we don't. I don't have any critiques, but one thing I realize on, like, you don't. I think you don't like the topic of nihilism.
Oh, I didn't say anything about that.
Yeah, because anytime we had a topic like we started talking about nihilism, you just like, no, guys, we're not gonna talk about nihilism.
I don't
So
remember that I cut off the nihilism topic before.
yeah,
It's a little bit noisy. Nazir,
Hello?
hello.
hello.
Hello, how you doing, guys?
Doing fine. How about you?
I'm doing great. Thank you for asking. What are you doing?
We're waiting for people to have a discussion
Discussion about what exactly?
about God.
Oh, really?
You didn't see the topic.
Yeah, got you. But like, it's not like a little bit serious topic to talk about it.
Okay, if you're not into serious topics, we don't force anyone here.
I got you. But okay, so you can tell me what you think about it.
For me or God, I think, yeah, it's also a serious topic. That's what I think.
Yeah, I got you. But like, what do you think? What is the conversation about it?
Yeah,
Like, do you
people
believe in
join
God?
here, believers join here, and they try to prove their God. That's the concept.
Yeah, got you. But do you believe in God?
No, I don't. What about you?
Of course, I do believe in God. Why don't you believe in God?
Okay, it's not why you don't believe in God. It's about prove me your God. So since you believe a God exists, can you prove your God exists?
Okay, so like you want to prove that God exists?
Do you want to prove that your God exists?
Okay, it is so easy.
It's so easy. Oh, let's see then.
Yes, as
Let's
long
check
you are
that.
exist, so there is a God exists. Who created you?
Oh, that doesn't work.
That does work
No, it
because
doesn't
like
work.
basically who created you?
Yeah, who created God?
No one.
Okay, then no one created me.
Oh really?
Yeah, if your God can exist without a creator, I can exist without a creator also. And by the way,
Well, mm-hmm.
there's an echo. Are you using headphones?
I'm sorry.
Are you using headphones right now?
Not really.
Yeah, and that's causing a little bit problem
Why so?
because your speaker are loud and your mic is getting that sound and reflecting me back.
My gosh, it's like repeating myself.
Yourself, it's like I listen myself.
Okay, you're listening to yourself. Like you're saying, then you can listen yourself back, right?
Yeah, I hear that as a noise. Yeah.
Yeah, of course it will just with this. Okay,
Okay.
so let me bring my earphones and I'll be right back, okay?
Okay. Okay. Take your time.
Okay.
Okay. Phew. Elisa. Elisa, do you want to prove your God? Elisa. Miss Masood. Masood. Okay, let's give the mic to Tom also. Ray didn't say anything so far, that's why I'm not giving the mic. We have Jonas. I think we had a chat before with Jonas. Name is familiar. We have Sakib. Sakib. Eunice. Lisa.
Yeah, hello.
Hello.
Hello, sir.
Hello, man.
Hello, man.
Ooh.
Where are you from there?
Okay. We have another echo problem here. You should use headphones if you're not using. Are you using? You can type. You can type whether you are using headphones or not. Okay, he's not typing. He's not answering such a simple question. So that means we cannot have such a big conversation. Am I wrong to assume all these things? Yunus, Elisa, Masood, Tom. Arish.
I just realized that there's no one watching YouTube.
There's no one watching YouTube. Hello, can I get the link? Come on, you're wrong. John? Someone is
But it shows
watching
me,
and asking the link already.
it shows that there's 5 watching. I am watching already from 4 accounts,
4
and
accounts? Are you crazy?
yeah, and you're watching from 1, so it's already the 5.
Okay, so just weird. But who's this guy? Ernst Adam T.
Hello, hello.
Hello.
Oh, look, now it got to 4. Like, I'm the only one watching.
There's a problem, man, because then YouTube doesn't count very well because I'm also watching. That makes 5.
Okay, so there's something wrong with YouTube.
Yeah.
Hello, I'm here to
You're
improve my
here.
English speaking skills.
Okay, but we have a bigger purpose in this room. We have specific topic to discuss.
I can hear.
Yeah, I'm watching too. Okay, so
Okay, so
YouTube
YouTube
works.
has a problem.
Yeah, YouTube works differently. Yeah. I sent you the
Share
link.
your
Hello?
YouTube channel link, please.
What?
He's asking for the channel.
Share your
Channel.
YouTube video link.
You can type Philosopher and you will find it.
Okay.
But if you're lazy, I can help.
I helped. Wait, here.
You helped. You sent the live stream or just the link. Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Oh, Edward. Edward came before the Tesla. Wow. Okay, then the people from YouTube are contributing more nowadays.
Hello, can you?
That's a good thing.
Yeah, that's a good thing. Hey, Edward, I think your audio is low, very low.
Oh. Oh, right. Wait. Hello?
It was better yesterday. Did you change
Is
your
this
mic?
better?
It's
Is it,
not.
hello? No?
No, I think it was
Wait.
way better yesterday.
Let me,
Are you using a
let me,
different device?
well, yeah, wait.
Okay.
Hello. What about now?
Ooh, oh my God. Now, you join the studio right now.
Is that better?
Way better, man. It's like, I don't know even how to compare. There's a huge difference.
In a good way, right?
In a good, very good way.
Okay, okay.
Only 7 watching.
Only 7 watching. Yeah. We don't have good numbers, but we are improving, I believe.
We do not know if there are only 7 or only 6. Because YouTube is not really giving the right number.
Okay, but it doesn't mean it can be 50 right now. Ernst. Oh, yeah, the other guy from YouTube. Okay, Ernst. Let me give the mic. So 2 people from YouTube. I'm Merrick. We shared the link already. If you want to prove, come. Okay. When given it, they completely reject it even when it's solid evidence. You think something is solid doesn't mean it's solid for other people. Anyway, so anything different today, Edward? You want to bring another
Well,
approach?
I think it's important. Like, look, I tried to go to other how do you call this, podcasts probably, or
Mhm.
like a discussion thing. I went to other ones and I just searched, on YouTube and stuff, and there were some other atheists, like, prove me wrong kind of thing, but they were really, I don't know, very hostile or something. Like they don't want to actually have a discussion. They just want to prove a point somehow and then just talk over people. So I thought, okay, well, you guys are not that. So I thought, it's important to get the other side too, right? So just keep challenging your own worldview too, but also learn from yourself and from others. So I think it's important to do that. So I hope you guys also have that mindset. And I think that's if we try to understand each other better, I think that will be a more fruitful discussion.
Yeah. First of all, thanks for appreciation, Edward. But here's
Yeah.
my suggestion. Like, if you join this room in a really wrong time, you would be thinking the same. What you think about other channels, you would be thinking the same about this channel also. So maybe you should check those channels again, or maybe their videos. You can check how they do this. Then maybe you can change your opinion about them also.
No, that's true. But I base my opinion on the fact that I talked to one of those hosts, and they actually went hostile to me or like on me, while I was trying to ask a question about their argument. And then I thought, okay, well, let's unpack that argument. And they just said, no, that's not possible. Period. That doesn't help at all. I thought like, if we have all these type of arguments on the atheist side, the religion side, and I thought, okay, well, that's interesting. I really love the redundancy theory, right? He was talking about that. And I thought, okay, well, let's go inside of that and just unpack it a little bit. And then he said like, no, that's nonsense, no, you're poisoned or something, I don't know. And this was really eerie, at least. So I thought, that's no good way to do a conversation, right?
Understand. I don't know. Like I just like sometimes people are not in their good day.
No,
Maybe
exactly.
that was a coincidence, or maybe that's the case. Maybe you're right. Maybe they're like that all the time. But I tell people that this room is not always cool or calm. Sometimes we're going really hot also. But like yesterday that was really good, and the day before it was good, and we have really good conversations also. But sometimes we don't have good conversations. Anyway, so
yeah, that's okay. But I think if the intention is all right, like the initial in like intention, then I think it's okay. We can get all heated, because it's all personal sometimes. But I think if the initial intention is all right, then we can come really far, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's say hi to Ernst from YouTube. He also came from YouTube like you. Maybe we can start with him. Or he doesn't want to talk.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah. So, yeah, thank you for having me. Yeah, I've been seeing your live stream being recommended to me on my YouTube.
I love YouTube.
Yeah, so I just decided to join.
Okay.
Yeah, so I hope my audio is clear.
It is. Yeah, it is.
Okay. I don't know if you can tell from my accent. I'm African, so
I
you
could tell
probably
it.
know my stance, right?
So
you probably know my stance, right?
No.
Okay. I believe in God, but it's not because of I wouldn't say because of my African heritage, because I reached a time myself I had doubts, about the existence of God, and I was also into science a lot. Yeah, around like usually the moment I got on YouTube, most of the stuff I watched were about science, math, Einstein, Newton, all those stuff. But then it's interesting to think that, Newton himself did believe in God. I don't know if you know that.
George, can you repeat that one?
I said Newton, Isaac Newton.
Uh-huh.
He believed in God.
Okay, he believed in God, yeah.
Yeah. And then when he was making his theories, coming up with his laws, his first assumption was matter and energy is all there is. Did you know that?
You have to repeat that also, but I didn't get this time.
Why is my audio is not clear?
It is clear, but sometimes I'm having difficulties to understand. The previous one I was not focusing, that's why I missed, but this one I was focused, but I couldn't get.
Okay, so I'm saying Newton's laws were based on the assumption that matter and energy is all there is.
Okay.
Did you get that?
Okay,
yes.
Yeah, I got it.
But he didn't believe it himself. It was just for sake of argument or sake of the science. You get it? So the reason why I'm saying this is I get this a lot when I'm talking to atheists. They are like, "Oh, you are you believe in God, so you are probably dumb. You are not thinking. You are not logical." But I usually make this statement to say that even one of the fathers of logic itself believed in God. So you can't base on the fact that I believe in God and say I'm not logical. You understand?
Okay, so there are clever people who believe in God, and there are clever people who don't believe in God. That's the case. So being clever, being
exactly.
stupid, that doesn't, tell us what is the truth. So we cannot look those clever people, okay, or scientists, let's say, and decide whether God is real or not. We cannot do that because we see both. Can you say that all scientists who don't believe in God actually they are dumb? Can you say that?
No, I'm not. I'm not saying. I'm not saying that. I'm just building my point. I'm just
Yeah,
stating
you're not saying that, but like I'm trying to clarify it also because there are scientists, there are good scientists, they're believers, and there are other good scientists, they're not believers. This is the case. So you're just like
exactly.
speaking about Newton, but there are many other brilliant scientists who don't believe in God.
Well, so yes, exactly.
Yeah.
So so
Even
both can be
Newton,
logical.
even if Newton is believing in a God, you're talking about logic, but you're doing appeal to authority. That means someone authority says that this is true, then you're gonna believe it without applying your
No,
own
no, no,
logic.
no. I think you're not getting me. You're not getting me. I'm not saying
No, no,
because Newton
you
believed in
told
God.
Newton said it. Newton said it. That's
No,
why
no,
God has to be real.
no. I'm not saying because Newton believed in God, God exists. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying Newton was logical and he believed in God. Therefore, believing in God doesn't mean you are not logical.
I can agree on that. Yeah.
Do you understand?
I can agree on
Yes.
that.
Okay. Yeah. So so now on to my point. Do we as science as a body figured out where consciousness is from?
Consciousness?
Yes, consciousness. Like why we experience things. Like where did it come from?
I don't know.
You don't know.
Yep.
So there's this guy. I've forgotten his name. Let me make a quick Google search. Consciousness. Sorry for the delay. Okay, so there's this guy called Roger Penrose. He has a Nobel Prize in he has a Nobel Prize in science. I don't know. I think it's either economics or math, one of them.
Okay.
But he is developing this theory, saying that the origins of consciousness are not computational.
Not computational. Okay. Then what?
Yeah. So you can't use a number of physical steps to achieve consciousness. And it's really gaining some traction.
May I ask
hello.
a question really quick?
Yeah.
So you're, am I correct to assume you're a Christian?
Let's keep it at believe in God for now.
Okay.
No, do you believe in the Christian God or do you believe in a deity? Which one is it?
Yeah,
Christian
I
God or a
believe
deity?
the Bible. I believe the Bible is true.
Okay, so you believe in Yahweh, the Christian God. Am I safe to say that?
Yes.
Okay. If you believe in Yahweh, why are you not arguing from the Bible? If that's your foundation, why aren't you using it? Why are you using all these other people?
Do you? Because we all like everybody, atheist, theist, any logical atheist, any logical theist believes in science. Like we can all agree science is real.
Yes, but science is fallible and left to interpretation. God hasn't spoken too deeply on the science of geography and tons of other stuff that I'm not
Since
going to go off listing. But
no,
his word
wait,
isn't about science, it's about eternal life, and his word is truth. So why, instead of speaking about the gospel, eternal life, are you speaking about fallible, human-based evidence that we can't prove for certain, instead of what we know to be true, which is the Bible? Why are you doing that?
So I'm assuming you're also Christian.
Yes, I am.
So this is the mistake I think Christians make, and there's
Okay. Here's the thing, guys. Sorry for the interruption. Okay, so Captain, then with your turn, he can do it in his own way, and after him, you can do it on your way. What about that?
All right, but Mr. Ernest, I'd be appreciated if you tuned in to hear what I had to say.
Well, it's up to him. He
No,
can do
okay,
whatever he wants.
you just speak back. Yeah, you just speak back. I understand your point, but then I'm trying to say that you can't show up to an argument and then pull from references that your opponent doesn't agree on, because atheists don't believe in the Bible.
If they don't agree on the Bible, that's a problem. It's a problem. That's what we need to fix.
Really?
That's the problem that needs to be fixed. Their unbelief in the Bible. That's the problem. Instead of using all this science that has nothing to do with the Bible, we should be using the Bible to show them why the Bible is true, instead of using all this philosophical, fallible reasoning, getting from reason A to reason B to reason C. Oh, this means the Bible is true. No, we should be telling them, God said his word is truth. I am the way, the truth, and the life. Nobody gets to the Father except from me. We should be explaining that to a non-believer. And you don't have okay, on that note, you don't have the power over a man's heart. Your reasons aren't going to change his heart. If
You don't know
speak
that.
to him some sort of scientific example to prove God, which, I mean, isn't any concrete scientific proof for God. It's all, you can explain it away and reason this or reason that, like, oh, well, that was actually just a really, really rare chance that happened, and it took billions and billions of years, and that's why this evidence looks that way. They could do that. So instead of that, because it is not an issue of knowledge and is an issue of the heart in their love for God or lack thereof, we should be explaining to them why they should love God, not why all this science shows that God is true. Because here, I'm practically making my point already. Romans 1:18, I will quote this directly from the Bible. The wrath of God is being revealed from the heavens against all the godlessness and wickedness of people who suppress the truth by their wickedness. Since what may be known to them about God is plain to them, because God has made it plain to them. For since the creation of the world, God's invisible qualities, his eternal power and divine nature have been clearly seen, being understood from what has been made, so that people are without excuse. They know God is real. Romans 1 tells us that. And unless you don't believe Romans 1, which as a Christian you should believe because it's the Bible, and I mean, if you don't believe it, you're calling God a liar, because this is the word of
Captain,
God.
this room is not for monologue. You should know that, and it's not for preaching.
Sorry,
also,
can I interrupt?
You did it.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Captain, no, I really love your enthusiasm with God and the Bible. I'm a Christian myself, so I think, yes, eventually you need to go to the Bible to explain, the Christian God, right? Like, I think it's very important to, when you're talking to an atheist or like a non-believer, let's say, that it's important to get the facts straight, right? Like, if you go and quote from the Romans, from the Bible, it's as if you are telling a child of 10 years old that doesn't even know any math, and you are an expert on quantum physics, right? And you just say, like, look at this equation. If you do this and this and this, see, it makes total sense. I don't think that child of 10 years, I'm not saying atheists are 10-year-olds. I mean, just saying, like, the hubris of certain people that don't have the necessary information yet, don't understand what you're saying when you're just quoting the Bible. So what I suggest is that you got to start from the beginning, right? Like, is there a God? If yes, what kind of God is it? So you yes, you got to use some philosophy, because I believe, and I think that's a fact, you can still use reason like Plato and Aristotle used it to come to certain conclusions that are facts, with the atom, So I think with that, you can still use philosophy and reason, and not necessarily the Bible only. Yeah, of course you need to use it. You can still use that to come to a factual conclusion. That's my interruption.
Before listening you to talk, Captain, you guys should know that this room is not how we should convince the atheist people, which method should we use. This is not the topic, okay? So you guys can try your own methods, and we are here. There are atheist people in this room, and that's the purpose of this room, okay? Here's your mic, Captain.
So if I can continue.
Sir, let Captain to say what he wants to say, and please then let's proceed with Ernest.
Oh, okay.
Okay, okay. If you're gonna do that, Captain, then you should wait your turn, okay? Because we started with
It'll be
Ernest.
quick. It'll be quick.
Oh, it will be quick. Okay.
I know. I'm
okay.
sorry. The issue isn't about knowledge. It's not about, is there sufficient proof for God? No, there is sufficient proof because He revealed it to you as soon as you were conceived. It's not a matter of, is there a God? The answer is yes.
You believe that like evidence is revealed doesn't mean it's true.
No, the source of truth, who is God, the truth, who can never tell lies, He is truth. God is truth.
People can tell lies about the existence of God. People can say, "Hey, I know God exists."
It wasn't a person who said this; it was God. God.
You believe in that? You didn't prove that. So this is the purpose. Prove me your God exists.
I don't need to prove it because you already know God exists.
I don't know
you
that.
yourself. Do you know it?
I don't know. You are lying about myself.
Listen, you're suppressing the truth in unrighteousness.
That's what you believe, Captain. That's not the case.
Because God told me this.
Captain, will you believe that God exists? God told you something.
Am I to call God a liar?
You should call liars to
Are you telling me to call God a liar?
If that's not the case. You have to prove God exists in the first place. Then you can start proving other claims about
because
God.
You already know God exists.
No, that's fallacious. That's fallacious, and it doesn't even deserve to have a chat about that. Okay, so you are not God, Captain. Okay, even if there's a God, at least you're not God. Okay, and you don't know what people think in their minds, what they have in their minds, and you're saying that you're claiming to know what I know and what I don't know. You can't do that. Okay, you just claim those things based on a book that you didn't prove. You have to prove all those claims, then you should be certain that, yeah, I know something, but I'm suppressing something. But you didn't prove all those things. Okay? It's not checkmate, man. You claim to be a god here, and that's not cool. Anyway, Ernst, go on.
That was that was a bit feisty.
But that was weird.
Yeah, there are a lot of flaws to the way he's thinking, but
yeah.
Let's move on.
Anyway, he proved that like his way is the most terrible way, at least, to prove a God exists to an atheist.
Yeah, probably.
Like if I claim that, for example, let me say one thing. So if I started claiming, hey, Captain, I know that you're lying because my book says so. I know that you're lying, man. Come on, you're lying about God. Why? Because my atheist book says that. But that wouldn't be a good start, right? That would be a terrible start. Anyway.
Yeah, so back to consciousness not being computation. I think you should he's not necessarily a Christian. I don't know much about his background, but I know he's a very renowned scientist. And this theory is gaining a lot of traction. I think it's the closest explanation we have to consciousness. Yeah, and I think when you look at consciousness, which you can't, because conscious, like it turns itself on the head, because consciousness is looking at something, so you can't look at consciousness. But if you really think about it, it seems like consciousness is observing reality, and it's like reality is in some sort of box, and then to observe the contents of the box, there has to be some sort of hole in the box. You understand? And then that hole is like a tearing of reality, because like you have tore reality, and then outside the box is something completely different. Let me reference another theory, but this is not a theory, this is a theorem. So it means it's not even up for debate. It's like Pythagoras theorem, like it's known. It's not a debate. If you talk about it and you try to argue against it, it doesn't go anywhere. So this is a theorem. It's called Gödel's theorem. I don't know whether you've heard about it.
Sorry to cut you off, but can you make your statement first? I mean, the point in a nutshell. So you were talking about consciousness, but consciousness is not our topic. But you think that it's related. I want to see your point. So, what do you mean exactly?
Okay, so I'm trying to say consciousness is not something physical, and it can be approached from a physical or science as we know it. Like it's not matter nor energy. That's why I started with Newton. So I'm trying to say consciousness.
But the problem is people are still studying about consciousness. Yeah, they don't know many things about it, but that's not enough evidence to say that it's immaterial or it's something else. So they didn't conclude such kind of things yet. They don't know
but when
much.
When we say something is not computational, do you understand what that statement means?
Something's not computational. I don't understand. What does that mean?
Yeah, so it means you can't do a series of physical steps to reach it. So like 1 + 1 = 2, then 2 times this equals 4, then you understand. Or you can't take an axe, carve it this way, and do this and do that, and then you reach consciousness. So there is no way you can reach it.
No way.
Do you understand?
Like these are big statements
way you can reach it,
which I cannot buy easily. You should know that, because there are many other studies that tells that maybe consciousness is arising from some quantum level, that they search like about brain and some parts.
You know the funny thing. The funny thing about quantum physics and all that, at the base of it, I don't know whether you've heard this saying from Einstein: God doesn't play dice. So basically, it's like the positions of electrons are not from any source. Like they just move how they want. Even though it's like in some confined rule, but at the very base of it, like at the very minuscule, you can't really compute and tell where an electron is going to be.
I see, I understand, but Ernest, so far what you said doesn't prove a God exists.
It doesn't prove yet, but I'm not trying to look. I'm not trying to change your heart.
Well, you can't do that. Why not?
No, I'm not trying to change it. I'm trying to open a door for a new.
Yeah,
I don't believe.
But
I don't believe something.
If you understand about logic,
is going to change our stances.
Yeah, but if you understand about logic, like the topics that we don't know deeply, only means we don't know them deeply. That's all. That doesn't mean X exists, because this is creating arguments from ignorance. We are still ignorant about consciousness, gravity. If you go and create arguments or make conclusions about our ignorance, then it can lead us to wrong conclusions. That's why it's not cool to play around the things that we don't know properly.
Exactly my point. We are ignorant of consciousness because we are approaching it from a science point of view. So it's incomplete. That's why I'm coming to talk about Gödel's theorem. So let me read from Google right now. So Gödel's incompleteness theorem, published by Kurt Gödel in 1931. Two fundamental results in mathematical logic that reveal inherent limitations in formal axiomatic systems, especially those to describe arithmetic. Do you know what that means?
Nope.
So it says that. So in a nutshell, it's saying not everything is provable.
Not everything is provable. Okay.
Yes, in mathematics. Oh, it's a theorem. It's not a theory. It's a theorem. So like it's a known thing in the world of philosophy and math. A lot of
Okay.
philosophers reference it. So you can't prove everything using math. So there are just some things we just know and we all agree on. And
Yeah,
that
you're talking about
those
axioms, I think.
yes, axioms.
Yeah, we accept them
yes.
without even
And
proving.
you can't prove
Yeah.
exactly.
Or logic.
You
You
get my
can't
point? So-
prove logic because you have to use logic to prove logic, and it doesn't make sense. We just accept.
Exactly.
Yeah. So you see, we
Exactly.
understand
So
each
you
other.
get my
Good.
so you get my point on consciousness. So you can't use science to prove consciousness because it comes from nowhere. We all just don't know.
Oh,
Get
like
it? So
when
I'm
you
just
say
opening a door to make you see that science is incomplete in explaining everything.
okay,
You can't use
science
science to
is,
explain
but
everything.
again, Ernst, every time you say something is incomplete or we don't understand these things, deeply enough, that only means what you say, nothing further. So our topic is God's existence. So we don't know about consciousness, gravity, and other topics. Doesn't prove God, doesn't prove aliens, doesn't prove unicorns, or doesn't prove a Santa Claus. So that's why it's unnecessary to talk about something we don't know deeply. Yeah, like let's agree that science cannot explain everything. Okay, so what? What does that mean?
And it will never explain everything. Do
Yeah,
you
but
agree on that?
let's agree for the sake of argument. But what does that mean? So what? It does.
So it means
It means
you
what it means
it,
only.
mean, it means you can't use a logical argument to prove God.
Oh, but wait a second. How do you know that consciousness and God are the same topics or same things? What if
Because
God exists and what if God is not like consciousness? What if God is provable?
you see, how do I put this? God is seen as a conscious person. Like he's seen as a person. And basically, when you say a person, you are talking of
We
a
are
conscious
also.
being. Yes, that's why we don't regard robots and AI as conscious.
Yeah, but humans are
So-
conscious. You can't prove humans exist.
Yeah, you can. So I'm saying that you're saying, how does this relate to God? I'm saying God is a conscious being. So are human beings. You understand? So if you can't understand consciousness through science or through logic, deep
You
down,
don't have
like
to.
if you really
Did
really think about it,
did we ever claim that? Did we ever claim that here in this platform right now when you are talking? Did we ever claim that science will prove God?
We didn't say
No.
that also.
I'm sorry.
no.
But-
Relax. Let's relax. Let's relax.
No, I'm just saying, like, we never said that word. I only know it. Science works on natural laws, like the phenomena. Science don't talk about
Exactly.
God. Science don't care about God.
Exactly.
But we are
Exactly
talking
my
about.
point.
I'm talking about God is an intelligent being. The people who you guys say it's beyond the universe, like you created this universe, so it's a most complex thing in this universe. But it's not logical. That is the problem. We are not talking about science will prove God. We never said that. I never
Yeah,
said
so
that.
so
Science
that's
will
so that's
prove
my
God.
whole point. So that's my whole point. You can't use logic to prove God. That's my whole point. So that's where in Christianity faith comes in.
No. Logic is not the subject of science. Logic is a subject of philosophy.
But logic is in science too. Like everything in science is logical.
No, we use logic. We use logic in science, but logic is not a subject of science. It's a subject of philosophy. And we can
But
talk
then
about
science comes
God.
out from philosophy. Comes from philosophy,
Yeah,
right?
science definitely comes from philosophy. I know it's a
So
philosophy is
everything
the mother of
so
science.
at the base everything comes from logic. Everything science comes from logic. I don't see how science works without logic.
Science is just a tool to measure the natural things. It doesn't talk about God at all. But you're saying science will not
Yes.
prove it. I never claimed it. Science will prove it. It's not science
Yeah,
even
so-
job to prove God.
Okay.
I
I think I understand what you're saying.
I want to make one statement, and then you can proceed, Ernest. So you're saying that we cannot prove consciousness, but we can prove conscious beings, right?
No, we can't. I was about to make that statement before you interrupted. If you really think about it, you can't prove that someone is conscious.
No, 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 no. Like I'm not saying that. So can you prove humans exist?
Exist as physical beings, yes, but you can't
Okay.
prove that they are conscious. Apart from the only
Oh,
thing,
why do you think?
if you've heard,
Do you think humans are conscious?
I believe they are conscious, but I
You
don't. I
believe?
can't prove to you that. Yeah, I believe they are conscious, but I can't prove to you that they are conscious. I don't know if
I
you've
think
heard the
there's a
saying by
problem here.
Descartes.
I
Relax.
think there's a
If you've heard
problem
the saying
here.
by this, if you've heard this saying from Descartes, he said, "I think, therefore I am." Have you heard that statement before?
Yeah.
Usually people see like as a motivational thing, like what I think is what I am. No, that's not the meaning. The meaning of that whole statement is the only thing you can prove is yourself. The only thing you can prove is that you exist, but you don't know whether what everything around you is just a dream. Like there's no way you can prove to me that everything around you is not just a dream.
Okay.
Even if consciousness is something which is not our understanding, yeah, but still it doesn't prove God. How
So
it
so
doesn't
okay, so
prove
that's
God?
so as I'm saying, just the same way you have to prove, you can't prove that someone else is conscious. That's the same way you can't prove that someone else is conscious with logic. Let me rephrase that. You can't prove that someone else is conscious with logic. The same way you can't prove that there's there's a conscious being out there that manipulates everything. You can't prove that using logic. That's my point. That's my whole point.
So you're saying we
So
can't even prove that, but you're talking about something. There is someone is like exist. Are you a believer or not? First of all, tell me, because you're saying this again and again. Are you a believer? Do you believe
yes,
in
I am.
God?
Yes.
So this belief has no like evidence. So we're just asking about evidence. Like do you think this is a complex thing? Like that God created everything, created us, created this earth, created this whole universe. So this is most complex thing, and we're just saying we don't have any evidence for it. That's why I don't believe it. It's
Yes.
a simple statement.
Yes. So you can't believe it with logic. In fact, there's a whole passage in the Bible that talks about when God was
I can't
talking to
believe it
Job.
with logic. It's fine, but can you believe you? Can you prove your God right now?
So I can't prove it with logic.
You
So that's my
cannot
whole point.
prove by logic, but that sounds like you can prove God in a different way.
Yeah, try that then.
Well, I haven't discovered that way. I
Okay, so
haven't
if you claim that you cannot prove
Then
God
why do you believe?
exists,
because it's faith.
okay, so if that's what you're saying, then this conversation must be over because, like, our
Yeah,
topic
it's
is prove
faith.
me your God, and you're saying I can't prove my God. I just believe in
I
it.
believe in.
I have faith.
I believe in. Yeah, I have faith in cosmic cockroaches.
Can I interrupt? I think there's something going wrong here with the. I think there's a misunderstanding because I do think you can prove something without seeing or sensing it with logic. So it doesn't mean faith isn't logical. That I don't think that is the case. You can still have faith. Faith is not necessarily having blind faith, right? So I think that's a misunderstanding. Secondly, faith is trust. So trust is not something you say like, okay, well, it's not logical, therefore I will just say, yeah, God did it, right? So the God of the gaps. Um, blind faith is something else than faith. So I just want to make that clear.
Yo, I understand what you are saying, but I'm saying you can't prove consciousness with logic. Maybe you can prove other things, but you can't prove consciousness with logic. And then I would say the only way I can prove to you God exists is, I don't know, mostly you won't believe me, but in my life I've seen a lot of miracles happen. So that's how I believe God
Then again,
exists.
you
So it's
have
part
anecdotal evidence. You have anecdotal evidence. You see
exactly.
something.
I don't have
A lot of
yeah,
people
yeah, I don't have
sees
it.
a lot of things. Yeah, that doesn't mean
Yeah.
anything.
So
There is no proof.
exactly. So the only way you would believe it, just like consciousness is, the only way you will believe it is if you experience it.
No, I don't know about
You get
consciousness,
my whole
but
point.
one thing I can say, maybe we are just using this word consciousness. It's just a word. It can be just a word. We can have this brain. We have brains. We in our brain we have neuronal activities. Maybe that's why we are observing things. We are experiencing things. That's why we have feeling. We are living here. We
So
have this. Maybe this is just a byproduct of brain. It's nothing. I'm not claiming anything. I'm not saying I know that what is consciousness, but I'm just guessing. It's just a hypothesis. Maybe it's just a byproduct of brain. It's nothing magical. It's just physical because of our
Okay,
brain.
so let me go back to those axioms from Gödel's theorem. Where do you think those axioms come from? How do you think we get to those axioms? Like everybody just agrees on them with no logic, nothing.
We just observe them.
Are you sure they come from just observation? Because now, if you say they come from just observation, then don't you think people should observe different things? Like it doesn't make sense from there.
Oh, come again? People do what?
If you say those axioms just come from observation, to me it's incoherent, because then so let's say you put someone in a dark room all his life, and he doesn't speak, he doesn't have senses nor anything, and let's say but he's conscious, and then he comes out. So you are saying that such a person wouldn't believe such axioms because he hasn't observed anything in his life.
Okay, and that's why he didn't claim any axioms, right?
Yes, but the moment you tell him those axioms, he's going to believe them. Just
But he
because he just knows.
he cannot see, hear, he doesn't have consciousness. That what you said about the guy. So how can you have a communication with such a person?
No, I'm saying that I asked the question, all those axioms, where do you think they come from? And you are saying they come from observation. And I'm saying that, so what you are claiming is if someone is trapped in a box since
we are not trapped in a box, Ernest. The people who are claiming those axioms are not trapped in a box. So why are you bringing a false example? That's not how people created those axioms, right? People have senses, right?
I don't think those axioms come from senses and observation. I don't believe that at all.
Okay, well, which axioms like exactly we're talking about?
I don't know, but I know the
You don't know?
that we all just.
Oh, so for example, logic. Where do you think logic comes from?
Exactly. Where does logic come from?
Yeah, and like it comes from our description of the universe. We describe the universe, we observe the universe, and we just describe it. We see things are in their way, and we say, okay, seemingly this is in this way. So it's all about observation. We observe, like for example, when you look at your phone doesn't become a laptop magically, right? It's the phone, okay? Or your phone is either a phone or not a phone. And we just observe these things constantly, okay? And we don't see any violation in those observations. And then we say, okay, it's working in this way. That's observation.
That explanation.
Yeah,
yeah,
Phil is right. Yeah, it's the best explanation actually.
Yeah, but it doesn't sit well with me.
Okay. But anyway, like, what the hell we're talking about in the end? Because you're saying that, like, I can't prove a God exists
with logic. That's
okay. Now, with your logic, look, can you prove God with something else?
Then, unless I give you testimonies from my life.
Okay, but they are not good evidence. You know that.
Yeah,
exactly.
Those evidence doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, exactly. Or I can give you testimonies from online, from reputable sources, but you're still going to doubt. You're still going to have some doubts at the base.
Like the way that you doubt the testimonies of Muslims, Hindus,
and atheists too.
No. I believe those. I believe also those have some level of reality. I believe if Muhammad existed, he probably had some supernatural powers. I do believe that.
You believe in that as a Christian?
Yes, but I don't believe they are truth.
You don't believe that's the truth.
Supernatural phenomena is not exclusive to Christianity. It's in everywhere. That's what I'm saying. But Christianity is truth. That's what we claim to have. We don't claim to have all the supernatural power. We claim to have the truth. Get
Yeah, without good evidence. Anyway.
So basically, let me conclude by saying all this wasn't to turn your heart. Like I just wanted to open a door for you to think.
But that door was just the attempt of creating arguments from ignorance. So that doesn't work. Okay, I already have those doors opened even when I was a believer. So they don't work. I checked them. They're not working.
You were a believer.
I was a believer, yeah, before.
As a Christian.
Yeah, I was a Muslim before.
You're a Muslim.
Yeah, I was.
Oh, you didn't experience any miracles in your life or other people's lives?
No.
Okay, probably does it. Because if you look at Christianity, I'm not trying to downplay Islam, but if you look at Christianity, if you look at the story of Jesus, the way he gathered followers were from miracles. So that's where maybe your observation argument comes in. The only way you can prove some things is just through observation. So when the people observe that, oh, this guy speaks, the storm goes still, he touched the sick, they get healed, all that, then they believe. And I've seen that with my eyes, like several times. But it's just unfortunate, I can't prove that to you.
Yeah, you cannot, because there are a lot of scammers on this planet. Even if I observe such kind of things, I would be very skeptic, because people can scam.
Unless they happen to you yourself. Let's say you fall sick and then
Me. Okay, so let me tell you, if what happens, I would be a true believer. Let's suppose I cut my finger entirely, okay? And I go to the church, and the church father prayed, and then my finger grew back. Then that would make me a true believer. That's not the only example that I can give you, but that's one of the best examples that I can start to believe.
No, whenever we are talking about personal testimonies, no, because we as a human, we are so flawed. Sometimes we see things which are not real. Sometimes we just have maybe some mental issues, maybe some issues. Like there are a lot of diseases also, like mental diseases. People see ghosts, people see different things, but they never give the evidence. And we can only believe in that evidence which is observable, which is falsifiable. Without that evidence, that personal anecdotes have no value. So it doesn't matter how many personal testimony you give, that make any sense. That doesn't make any sense, because those are not evidence. Those are just personal testimonies.
Okay, you see what you are saying, just screaming my points back at me, that you can't prove someone else is conscious. The only thing you can prove is that you yourself are conscious.
No, we are flawed. We have a lot of there's some lot of diseases, like mental diseases. We say ghost, but can you prove ghost? You can't, because there is no evidence.
Unless you experience ghost yourself. Unless you experience a ghost yourself before you would believe there's something like ghost.
Then I can say the same thing. Yeah.
I did experience something same. I did experience something a human being would experience a ghost, but I don't believe in ghosts.
And maybe you didn't experience it well enough. Or you didn't experience it frequently enough.
My experience or anyone experience in this world can be flawed, because we are not perfect.
But then you know what Christianity, you know who Jesus Christ represents in Christianity. He's the representation of I would say perfection touching reality. It's not just that there's a God and he wants you to be perfect and he wants you to follow the rules and blah blah blah, but he also has command over reality. And so he came down and then did a lot of signs.
So whatever happened in this world, is it happening because of God?
It's happening because of God and because of us. As he said, we all are gods.
No, just one. Just one. Oh. It's because of God. Like
No, you
whatever
can't
happening
just.
in this world right now, it's because of God. God
Okay,
is
so
doing it. All of those.
no, but he gave everybody else agency too. Else he would be the only one in the universe. If you say everything is happening because of him, then he's practically lonely in the universe. But he created other gods by him that has
Oh,
to
he
be
gave us
as
free
human
will.
beings.
He gave us free will.
Yes,
That you're
exactly.
trying to say, no?
Yes, exactly. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Oh yeah, Phil, handle him.
Well, I'm already done because when he said I can't prove God exists, you have to experience it by yourself, and that's the only way. He lost me.
No, that's the
Yeah,
only way
his
to prove it
start
to you
is
guys, because you guys want to use logic. You understand, but then you can't. That's my point.
Okay,
That's the
like
only way to prove
even
it
if
to
that's
people who want.
true, it's okay, Ernest. Okay, so as you say or as you think, there are other ways to believe a God exists. For example, miracles. You said, right?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, and I don't see miracles. I don't have any good reason or evidence to believe that they're real. Also, what I observe, people tend to interpret what they don't understand, and we prove that mostly they were wrong in the past. For example, when they experience something that they cannot explain, many times we explain them in a natural way, not in a supernatural way. So we don't have good evidence for supernatural. So all those are telling me that we don't have good evidence for God. Like set aside the logic, okay? We're not talking about logic. Whatever you're talking
Okay.
about, they're also not including good evidence for me. That's the case.
Phil, can I interrupt?
You did. Go on.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you say like I remember you said like, so if I go to a church and then someone just heals my finger, right? Like you said, like it will grow back, right? And then
Yeah.
you would probably believe that's something you would say.
That is just example.
Yeah, that's an example. I know, but I think it's something personal that Phil would consider then, right? At least.
I consider good evidence. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. Well, if you look at the Bible, right? Like for example, like let's, for the sake of the argument, say we view these stories at face value, right? Like God exists in that story, right? So we just got to take it that way. When Moses, right, parted the sea to cross over to the desert, right? Like that story.
Red Sea. Yeah.
Yeah, they fled the Egyptians, and then they were exposed to 40 years in the desert, right? Like, but all the Israelites saw the miracle of Moses, right? Through God.
I don't know. That's what people believe.
No, but for the sake of the argument, man, like the story says everyone saw that, and Moses did the miracle, right? Even then, yeah, but even then in the desert, eventually they didn't believe, right? So like I'm just saying, like, even if you think, okay, if God just did this for me, or God would do this for me, then I would believe. But even in the metaphorical, you could say, stories, that's not even the case. So yes,
Okay.
you can, yeah.
Edward, sorry for the interruption, but you're saying that, look, some people have witnessed some miracles that what you believe, maybe they have never witnessed anything. Maybe it's just a story created by one person. But set aside that, even if that was true, okay, you're saying that all people would behave in this way. So you're telling me, indeed, I don't trust what you're saying right now, Phil. Even if your finger grew back, you wouldn't believe that it was God. That's not cool. You should
Do you
know that,
think then
Edward,
the
okay?
issue is the person that doesn't believe it, or is it the miracle itself then?
Wait a minute, Edward. A lot of people
Yeah.
witnessed Muhammad making the moon apart. And a lot of people believed in it.
Yeah.
Do you believe he did that?
Well, in that
well.
story, you would say that he did that, yeah?
Do you believe he did that? That's a yes or no question.
Well, I don't think yes or no questions are good in this conversation, but I would say, in the sake of this conversation, no.
But what about this, Edward? Do you think that, let's talk about Jesus. Do you think that no one started to believe in Jesus after the miracles that he has shown?
Yes, but then
Okay, so that means humans can believe in God through miracles, right? We have evidence
yes,
for that,
but
at least.
then again, even when people saw like the leper being healed from Jesus, right? Like the leper became healthy again. People saw that and they were gathered there. But then the Pharisees, for example, still don't believe
Okay.
it, or they thought they were
Yeah.
demons, right?
So you
So
think
even at
that
face value,
philosopher is on the side of Pharisees,
Sorry?
or like, what do you think? So like you were trying to judge people based on what people did previously, but we have both examples. Okay, so if you were telling me that, hey, all those prophets, gods, whatever in the past, they showed all their miracles and no one believed. You don't have such a story, right? So you have a story that where some people didn't believe and some people believed through miracles, right?
Yeah, sure.
So that means miracles can be enough for some people to believe, and for
Yeah,
some
of
other
course.
people,
Yeah.
it's not enough. Okay.
Yeah, people
So,
are not
but
rigid.
why
Yeah.
you're giving this example, I don't understand. But do you
Well-
think that I wouldn't believe if I had seen a miracle?
Well, you would not be sure. Yeah. So like what I'm trying to
Would be
get
a
at
believer.
is
I told
that,
you, I would be a true believer.
well, that's the case. Like Peter, the first pope in the Bible, right? Said like, oh no, like before he was getting crucified, right? To Jesus, he said to Jesus, don't worry, Jesus, I will believe in you. I believe in you because I saw all those miracles you did, right? And eventually when it came to that point to believe, like everyone saw like, oh, see Peter there, right? The apostle Peter, he was with him, also crucify him. And then he said, no, I'm not with him, I don't even know him.
Yeah,
So
and do you
even
think
when
that I'm
he,
Peter? That's not a cool
no, I'm not.
accusation,
No, I'm
Edward.
trying to get at a point that.
But that's not a cool point.
Can I get to the point? What I mean is that purely evidence-based, like purely on impersonal way, just like say like, okay, if I was God and I would try to convince everyone that I'm real, I would just do great fireworks of nebulas exploding or something, or great comets soaring to the sky, or
just a simple
then
finger.
I don't think being that impersonal works on people, because people are
That's
firstly
false.
very
Edward,
curious. And
that's false according to your belief, because you believe that many people believed through miracles. You believe in that, right? And now
Yeah.
you're rejecting your own belief.
No.
And
I'm
you're
saying that it's
just
not that
trying to
rigid.
reflect the bad examples to atheist people. That's not cool. You should know that, okay? Because you don't know me. You don't know my heart, my brain, and you're saying even if you had such a thing, look, in the past people didn't believe, but you also believe that some other people
Try not
believed.
to take it personal. I'm trying to give
I'm taking, because when you gave the example that some people didn't believe, even if they had witnessed the miracles, then they didn't believe. Then what's the purpose of that example then? Why you're
some
telling
people
me?
believed, some didn't. It's
Yeah,
because people are not rigid, right?
Yeah, and you don't know I'm on which side. You don't know that.
Yeah, and that's not.
That's
the
why
point.
that example was unnecessary. That's my point.
No, it's not unnecessary, because then I want to get to that point finally. I don't think impersonal evidence to God is working for everyone, right? So like, I think
That's obvious.
the
But
way,
I know
yeah.
myself.
Yeah, no, that's totally fine. It's not the point. It's not. I'm not trying to make it personal, man.
Yeah,
What I'm
but
trying
the
to say,
Edwards, I still don't understand your point.
because I'm trying to get to the point. The point is, I don't think that making impersonal, right? So like not close, but like from a distance, like great miracles from a distance works on people, because I think that to truly believe something that is not evidence-based in the sense of your senses or measurable, right? When you're talking about proof or evidence, right? Like even Jack is also saying there's no evidence. What do you mean by evidence? Do you mean the empirical way of scientific methods? Like,
yeah, tell me another way.
Well, let me give you this metaphor, right? So, for example,
I want evidence.
No, look, I think that's the hubris, or like the wrong presupposition to get at this question. Because listen, please.
You just want it to be true.
I'm trying to get a point. So, for example, science is a car, right? When you're trying to repair or work with a car, you use tools to repair a car, right? So you use the scientific methods to investigate and test and experiment on those natural laws, right? Then we go, for example, the bike. The bike is religion, right? Philosophy, the metaphysical. And you don't use the same tools to repair or work with the religion or with the philosophy. You don't use the same tools. I don't think that works.
Did we ever claim that science will prove God? Did we ever claim that?
It's the same tools.
I don't think
They're
it's the
still
same
called
tools.
They're still called tools.
Yeah, but it's not the same tools. That's what I'm getting at.
It doesn't matter. They're still tools.
Yeah, that's great, but it's not the
I
like
know,
if
but it's not
you.
great for you. It's not great for you, though.
What I'm trying to get at is if
Okay,
you
listen,
say
I'll
like,
tell you
just
what,
give me
you can't
evidence,
do-
just give me a report or a dissertation
Okay,
on
listen,
this, and just give me the based evidence on pictures and all the things. I don't think that
calm down.
works on this type
Calm
of
down.
topic.
Calm down. Do you believe in the Exodus?
Sure, yeah.
Okay. Would you be looking for evidence?
Yeah, sure.
Would you be reading it in a book for evidence, or would you go to the desert for the evidence?
I think you would go like both. You don't confine yourself to purely only a book, right? Like life is not only
Right.
a book, but you
Right,
use
so
the book
what
too
sort
and the
of
other
evidence-
traits.
What
Sorry?
sort of evidence would you expect to find in the desert that the Exodus was true?
And what do you mean by evidence?
Things that people left behind, like say clay pots or something like that.
So archaeological evidence.
Yeah.
But does that prove that the people were just there, or you mean the actual
It
basis of the story, what it meant?
It would certainly help, right?
Sure,
It
yeah.
would certainly help. Now, I want to ask you some questions. How many people lived in the desert for 40 years? How many people do you think?
I don't know.
Well, do you think it was like 50 people? Do you think it was 500,000 people?
Oh, 500,000. But I don't know how big the desert is. But it
No,
was around in Israel,
it's
right?
pretty big. It's pretty big. It's pretty big. But
Well, yeah,
I'm
if it
not
fits,
asking how big the desert is. I'm asking you how many people.
I don't know.
All right. Well, most Christians, right, who believe
Sure.
this story, right,
Yeah.
they reckon that it's minimum 500,000.
Okay, sure.
Right? Because Egypt held them captive, right?
Yeah,
Now-
okay, they held them captive, yeah.
Okay. Now they're in the desert for 40 years, right?
Yeah.
All right. Now, do you think that out of that 40 years that there would have been like things like clay pots and things like that being broken?
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Okay. Do you think that they went in the desert with horses and donkeys to carry all their stuff?
Probably, yeah. Or they would just go on their back. I don't know exactly.
Would you accept that there was, say, like one donkey or one horse per family to carry all their stuff?
Probably, if they're like hoarding stuff, from Timu,
Yeah, no,
probably
like
they.
you're going on a trip, right? You're going on a trip, right?
On a
You
trip,
need
yeah.
donkey.
Yeah,
You
sure.
need water and food. You can't carry it on your back. You use your donkey, right?
Yeah, well, eventually they went out of food, right? So they were crying.
Yeah, of course. 40 years. You
Yeah,
know,
that's a long
Now,
time. Yeah.
do you know what I would expect to see evidence of?
Yeah.
At least minimum 500,000 donkeys, dead bones all scattered all over the desert.
Bro, don't be decayed by now, carried by the wind.
Now listen, do you know why I would expect that?
Yeah.
Because donkeys only live for 20 years.
Okay.
So in 20 years, there's 500,000 dead donkeys.
500,000 dead. Now there's 500,000 donkeys.
What? There'll be. It's not a one-to-one ratio.
Just
It's not
asked
one
you,
human
I
being to
asked
one.
specific questions. I asked you,
No,
do you think that everybody had a donkey to carry all their stuff, right?
Yeah, sure. So you're. Can I interrupt? Yeah. So I think I do get where you're going from. Like, you want like historical archaeological evidence, right?
That's
Like,
what-
okay,
yeah,
if people
exactly,
if
yeah.
people lived there so long, like what the Bible said in Exodus, right? Like, there should be something, right?
Right.
Then let me ask you a question. Like, okay, Exodus is a book, right? It's a book in the Bible, right? So like the Bible is
story,
compiled.
yes.
Yeah, but it's a book. Books also have stories.
Yep.
Do you think that everything that is written there is literal, or do you think some
Well,
things
it's
could
supposed to
be
the word. if the Bible's supposed to be a book of truth, it should be backed up by evidence, correct?
Yeah, let me go on that. Do you think poems like Edgar Allan Poe, right? He wrote poems. No, can I ask you this question? Edgar Allan Poe wrote poems, right? So that's a
no. I don't want to go off topic. I think
no, it's not off topic. It's
it is.
on the topic.
I don't care about poems. We're talking about
I know you don't care about poems, but this is important. So if you want to have this dialogue right now, you gotta sacrifice a little bit on don't want to do this. Poems, right, are also text and are also in books, right? You have poem books. How do you read those poems? Do you read them literally, or do you read them behind the lines? Right?
You're pivoting. I know because you've got no answer for any of my questions.
No, you're not going to a conclusion. I don't think
you're talking about poems. And I don't want to talk about poems. I don't want to talk about metaphors.
Please,
I don't want to talk about people's stories. I want to talk about the evidence. That's
so I'm trying to get to your point of view on your evidence.
Get to my evidence with power.
Again, this is like, okay, I'm trying to go into an argument, but then it's just, no, you can't. I don't understand some people here.
You realize that you got caught out because you can't explain.
No, I'm trying to engage. I'm trying to engage. You're keeping, you're blocking me right now.
I haven't even finished.
Okay, that continue.
Now, if I read that story in a book, right, about the Exodus, right?
Sure.
I would realize that, gee, that's number one, that's an awful lot of people, right?
Sure,
number two, they got lost for 40 years. So things would come to mind like, gee, how did they survive in the desert for 40 years? What do they need? Oh, I see. They need water and food, right? So I would.
Yeah, I get your point. Yeah.
Okay, but I don't want to talk about poems.
No, I'm not getting to the poems. You gotta listen. You gotta understand what I'm trying to get at. Do you think? Can I please? I don't want to get heated or something. Like, I know it's. I'm just trying to get to a point that would help both of us. I'm just trying to say that.
I'm telling you now.
Why are you interrupting? I'm just trying to help with the whole conversation. So what I mean, thank you, Phil. Yeah. So what I'm trying to say is, do you think, Jack, that if you read a book, for example, a poem, that it has certain truths into it? So, like, if you read the book for that, this is not a poem, like Hansel and Gretel, right? That book, it's a fantasy, or like it's a children's story. But do you think there's still some truth into that? Topics about sacrifice, evil things in the book, in the story. It doesn't literally say that, okay, this is a truth, or that Hansel and Gretel are, left behind in the forest because it's not literally happened, but there are certain truths to it, and those are more metaphysical and not literally evidence. What I'm trying to say is, if you read the book literally, then you get to those conclusions. You're saying, like, where are all the donkeys? It's not that way. 40 in the Bible is a symbolic meaning. If you know what the writers meant in Exodus, they are not they're not people from our time. Like, nowadays, if we say 40, we literally mean 40. The same in Genesis. Those are Jewish writers. When you say the world is shapen in 7 days, it doesn't literally mean that, but there are symbolic meanings. Yeah.
Okay, you're repeating yourself right now. Okay, so we got your point, but that's not a good method when people are challenging the claims in those books, because then you can say anything is metaphorical, anything you cherry pick. Like hell, heaven. What do you think about it? Oh wait, it's metaphorical. It doesn't mean people are going to be tortured eternally. Okay, what about slavery? Oh no. Like, it's not literally slavery. It means something else. It's metaphorical.
No,
So
I understand
but anyone can do that with any book. Then that book.
That's true, but then it's important
story,
but that's important because, if that's true, then any book written right now, even scientific books, we can't even get to the truth. You know how we get to truth? When we use a method called hermeneutics, we use the context of that era. We get to know, like, okay, who are the authors, right? Where did they live? What is their culture? How did they write? How did they live? And then from that,
but as we see, when people are just diving into those details, you just say, oh, wait, no. Like, it doesn't have to be literal. It can be metaphorical. So you see, you're immediately muddling the water by saying that it can be metaphorical. So
But
as
it's
you
not
said,
based
what
on
we do, we go and check those facts if they are facts. And when we don't find evidence, we should think that, okay, probably this didn't happen. But you're saying, no, wait a second. Like, yeah, it doesn't have to happen, but that's just metaphorical.
Do you know what I mean with hermeneutics?
I don't know the word.
What hermeneutics is a way to interpret a book based on a solid method. So you could say like a scientific method, because eventually you need a method. Like, how would you read a scientific book if you can't literally see the evidence of it? If you talk about quantum physics, right, you can literally see it, but it's a theory and it's very metaphysical too, but it's also science. But you can't see it right now. You can't look at it right now, so you just throw it away. What I'm trying to say is hermeneutics is very important in this sense, and if you don't know what I mean with that, I think you should research it, not in a negative way, what I mean, but hermeneutics is a very big part in the Bible study. Bible scholars use that to look at the truth of a text. Not everything written letter by letter is literal,
Yeah,
that's what I'm
and
trying to say.
if you're saying that, then anyone can bring his own interpretation and then create their own belief based on
But
how
with
they
hermeneutics,
understand.
that's not the point. It's getting to the truth of it, even though if people just say
Doesn't
like,
mean
yeah,
that
I
they're literally getting the truth. They believe that that was the case. That doesn't mean it was the truth. So there's no good science about it. So history or archaeology doesn't give us like really, clear facts.
You say archaeology doesn't give clear facts?
Yeah, like for example, yeah, like you can find that some people lived here and built these things. That's all. Further than that, like what about the things? What about those events?
Yeah, but then if we go to the Big Bang Theory, sorry, I'm just going not off topic. This is like the same thing. If
This
you
is
say the big,
cocaine fallacy. You should understand that what you're doing right now.
Sure.
So you're saying that, but science cannot do that also. I don't care. But
No,
my topic is not science.
I know, but if you you believe in the Big Bang Theory, right? I think we all do, in a sense.
We all do. Then we can just discard that.
But in a sense, like, how is that discovered? Because we see other things around it. We don't literally see like a point where it began, right? We concluded that things are expanding, and from that point we could measure where that expanding was coming from. So from that conclusion, we could say, okay, there is a beginning or a point from where it exploded, but we didn't literally see that. So therefore, if you say with your logic, oh, we just see like these pots and pans, or we just only see like the star expanding, okay, well, that's it. There's no conclusion or truth to it,
But still, they're confusing science and religions.
Do you think science and religion can coincide?
They don't work in the same way. Okay, like those claims are testable, man, and your claims are not testable. God, angels, afterlife, soul, miracles, they're not testable.
No, I'm not even talking about. I'm just talking about how we use the methods of books.
You didn't explain your method. You just give the name, and you didn't
Yeah.
explain how it works.
Well, I just said it. Hermeneutics is a way to interpret books in a way that, like a method, just like in the scientific method, you use the context of
So
the
it's just a
author.
method, okay?
Yeah, it's a method, so you can use it, test it, like science. You use you just go to the book, right? You want to use, and then you figure out who's the author, right? The author could
Okay.
be a Jewish dude somewhere in the early ages or in
Okay.
the ancient times. Okay, so we know the author is Jewish. He has a certain culture. We know how Jewish people wrote in that time, right? It's a specific writing style. From there, we can extrapolate or go into a conclusion how those people wrote. We can know that Jewish people don't literally write literal. So everything like in Exodus is a separate book by separate authors in a
Okay,
different time.
then if it's metaphorical, so then what? Like, why would we should believe that a God exists? Because those claims can be metaphorical also, right?
No, I know,
God
but
exists. God came here in a person. Like all these can be also metaphorical, right?
That could be, yes, of course. Everything is possible if you say it like that. But then even science could be like a illusion of the mind, right? Like how
Illusion
far
of
do
the
we go?
mind. Look,
Yeah.
we observe things. We
But
measure
how can
things.
you be sure that the only tool you use is your brain, and you can't even
That's
trust your
another
brain?
topic. That's another
I know.
topic. That's another
But
topic.
you
Again,
use
you
that.
are confusing those topics, Edward.
Yeah,
That's
but
not
you're
cool.
using the arguments
That was
of
exactly
you
my
can't
point at
use.
the beginning.
You
You
can't.
can't,
You use
you
the.
can't prove, you can't prove using, you can't prove. The only thing you can prove is
Then
consciousness.
don't believe
That
in
you are
anything. Then don't believe in anything,
exactly.
Ernest.
So
Exactly.
if you live,
But
if
you
you
are the
live your life,
believer.
if
You
you
are
live
the
your life,
believer. I'm not the believer.
What I'm trying to
exactly.
say
So
is
if you want
that,
to use,
oh,
You're
sorry.
saying exactly, but you are the believer, Ernest.
Is there a specific scripture that you guys are arguing about?
It was Bible.
Is there a specific scripture that you guys are fussing about?
It was Bible.
Yeah, that just doesn't tell me much. Is there a
Okay.
specific scripture that you guys are
so we are not doing,
No.
we are not doing
No, not
scriptures.
necessarily. No.
Okay.
Atheists and believers can't talk about scriptures because
And I understood
don't
your
believe in
point.
scripture.
I understood your point, Edward, that even in a
Yeah.
fable, certain truths are illustrated.
Thank you. Yeah, that's what I'm getting at.
Human dynamics, human principles, they're illustrated. Even though the story is a fable,
Yeah.
those things can be illustrated. We get that, but
Okay.
I don't know where the rest of this conversation is going.
Well, the point is, I'm trying to make, like, you get the point right now. You can illustrate points of human emotions or facts about human experience in a fable too. So, like Hansel and Gretel. But Phil here, not in an offensive way. I'm just saying you don't understand what I mean with hermeneutics, and that is the whole point of understanding.
Well, you have to understand the perspective of the person giving the narrative, if that's going to influence the actual communication. You have to understand the hermeneutics so that you don't get led astray unknowingly. But everybody has a perspective. There's hermeneutics involved in everybody's speech. So you try to make your speech precise. That's the best you can do. You want to make it precise.
Yeah.
That's all you can do is make your communications as exact as you can as to what you're trying to say.
So, for example, if I say like, "Oh man, I needed to wait for 1 million years before I got out of that line," do I literally mean 1 million
No,
years?
of course you don't.
No,
of course you don't.
So, and that is what I mean. I try to apply with the 40 years. It's a symbolic number.
Well, give me the example of the 40 years so I can understand what you're saying. What is this with the 40 years?
Well,
what?
We talked about Exodus. Sorry, yeah. So we talked about.
Yeah, and they wandered the desert for 40 years.
Yeah, exactly. And
40, that should be taken literally.
Why do you think that?
Why? Because why shouldn't you? Why would you give a time frame, a precise time frame, and have it be some sort of hyperbole? It's not like saying it took me 1 million years to get to wherever I had to go. It's not the same thing.
Isn't that important? Because in Genesis, like, the world was shapen or like built or created in 7 days. Yeah.
Edward, can I say something? I think the 40 years in the story of Exodus was literal because the Moses told them from God saying that they won't see the promised land. It will be their children. So I think the 40 years there was literal. It wasn't metaphorical. Okay. But your point still holds that there are some metaphorical timelines in the Bible. I think like the story of creation, the timeline was probably metaphorical. But I don't think the 40 years
because
was
I just Googled. I'm sorry if I use Google because that doesn't really work here. But I just Googled and it says 40 frequently symbolizes a period of testing, trial, or probation. Even Jesus went 40 days into the desert. Why would you choose 40 in that sense? Because it's symbolic in that sense.
All right.
It means it symbolizes.
All right, so if these numbers aren't exact, so what? So now what?
Well, then that means you can't just go at face value to read a book about Exodus and just say like, okay, yeah, 40 years. So where's the evidence?
All right,
You gotta-
all right. We'll always be suspect of numbers that are given. Okay,
Yeah,
now
exactly.
what? But there's a lot more there than just the numbers.
No,
that they
exactly.
use.
It was a response on Jack with his argument that, okay, if the people there were 40 years in the desert, where are all the dead mules? Because they only live
Yeah,
for 20
no,
years.
I get it. I get it.
Yeah.
There's no evidence, and it's 40 years worth. All right, so it's a minor point whether it's actually 40 years or not. So what? Where they were in the desert for some length of time. What's the argument? Who cares how long they were there?
Well,
First
apparently,
of all, there's really no actual evidence that the Jews were in mass enslaved with Egypt. There is no real history.
There's no No, you don't think so?
No, that's what I understand. But again, I'm not here to argue that nonsense anyway. If you're going to argue about the concept of God, I can go a little bit bigger than that. I don't need to worry about who was in whose captivity. I don't care.
No, I was never going there, but there was a
then go
specific
on.
question
Go
on.
on.
Jack wanted to go to Exodus, so I never went there, but Jack wanted to go there. I think Jack wants to talk really bad. I'm sorry.
Yeah, let Jack talk. Go ahead, Jack. You're on.
Hey, Harash, you don't realize that someone is trying to break into your house?
Nobody's trying to break into my house.
Really, what's that
I
noise?
hear the noise. That's not me.
I think it was me. I think someone is hitting something around here. I don't know.
That's not me.
Oh, it's coming from Ernest?
Oh, it's only a
Yes,
metaphor.
someone is hitting stuff around
Yeah,
here.
it's only
Okay.
it's a metaphorical noise.
Yeah, it's just a metaphor noise. Yeah, noise doesn't mean noise. Remember, it just means it's a figment of your imagination and everybody else's.
All right, so Jack told me that's enough, Nard. All right, so you're on, Jack. What do you want to say?
Oh, are you the owner now? Okay, well, because I'm going to get cut off any minute, but I'll see how far I can get this time. So what?
No,
the
Jack,
40 years.
Jack, relax. Jack,
Yeah.
relax. The reason you were cut off was you were talking without allowing Edward to talk.
Stop your condescending. Stop condescending, okay? Now, I want to know, when the Bible mentions 40 years, how many years is it then?
I want to talk now, or you talk to me, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know everything.
You don't know now.
But does that matter, though?
Of course it matters, because we're trying to find the truth, if it's a true story or not.
But Horatio says it doesn't matter. It's nonsense. So
Yeah,
why
but
do
it
you
doesn't matter to him. It doesn't matter to him. You're not talking to him. You're talking to me.
Okay. First, calm down. Okay. I know you're.
No, you
interrupted.
answer the questions and I'll calm down.
Okay, sure. Why wouldn't it matter? Like, why would it matter though?
To see if I just said to see if the story's true.
So if what if the Exodus book said a very long time? Would that matter?
That doesn't mean anything.
Exactly. So like the 40 also, like it's a symbolic meaning.
Oh yeah, but we've got a number to work with, haven't we?
Yeah. Yeah, of
Yeah,
course.
and we're gonna
You
work
could
with that
say
number.
you can go. Yeah, sorry.
You got this book. You got this book which says 40 years, right? And you don't like 40 years, no, right?
I don't like 40 years.
I don't know why they wrote 40 years. I didn't write the book.
No, exactly, and that's what we got to figure out, right? Is that not the interesting part of hermeneutics?
No, that's only the start, right?
Exactly.
So,
well, you got to start there, right? What does the author mean with 40?
Okay, because if you're an archaeologist and you read this story, and you put a team together and you want to find out, okay, let's go into the desert and find evidence, right?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so what I just said, what sort of evidence will we expect to find? And I said, okay,
no,
okay,
totally.
hang on, calm down.
Okay.
I said pottery was one, right? Because people break things. I don't know if you've ever been to a baseball game, right? But when the people leave, there's a ton of rubbish left over, right?
Yeah.
Right?
Okay, yeah.
There's
Calm
no
down.
laugh, don't laugh. It's not, hey, This is only the beginning of it. Don't say I wouldn't laugh if I was you, because it's not going to go well for you. So anyway,
okay, I thought. Okay, sure.
Okay, don't interrupt me when I'm about.
Oh
so
man,
we're
you're
going to find
really
pottery.
something.
We're
aren't
going to
you?
find pottery,
Man.
right?
Yeah, sure.
And we're going to find dead donkey bones, correct?
Yeah, sure.
You're still laughing. Okay, so we've got this team of archaeologists. We go in the desert and we don't find any of these things. What's your explanation that we don't find them?
Well, if we don't find anything, yeah, then it would be a possibility that the story is symbolic or metaphorical. It didn't happen. But did we do that? Or I don't know. I don't know if we did that.
Well, it's in the Bible. I thought that these stories were true.
Sure, yeah.
Jack, donkey bones would have decayed by now.
Oh, yeah, but pottery
does.
Yeah, correct. But pottery doesn't, does it?
But like, have we done the
you can't use that. You can't.
Did we search
you know how much of human history
pottery doesn't decay,
lost?
does it?
No. You can't say the absence of evidence.
Pottery doesn't
It's not the
decay,
evidence
does
of
it?
absence.
Pottery doesn't decay.
What you're saying? What you're saying now? The absence of evidence
because it doesn't
equal
decay.
the evidence of absence.
You thought you'd get me with donkey bones decay.
So you are saying.
Pottery doesn't decay, does it? You thought you were going to beat me, didn't you? But when I told you that pottery doesn't decay, I noticed you started going.
Jack, because you're not letting me speak. Jack.
Pottery doesn't decay, does it? You can't. You won't win with
so
me.
Are you trying to say every pot created now would live forever, like would be there forever?
They pick up pottery 12,000 years ago when we first started making pottery.
So you're saying all the pottery they see is all the pottery there was then?
It lasts forever. Yeah, it does. It
doesn't.
Just happens.
It doesn't, man.
All the pottery we've never found, right?
No,
it seems to be tens of thousands of years old. If they've made something out of pottery, stop talking over me. Stop talking over me. You just don't like it. You think that you're going to win.
I'm not here to win. I know. But I am. I'm here to win.
Now, tell me about why they don't find pottery in the desert.
Have we done a excavation then?
No, you patched me out with donkey bones, and you're losing badly. Tell me why we don't find pottery.
Okay, Jack. Listen, what is pottery made of?
Sand, natural substances.
Natural, mostly sand and clay, right?
Come on.
So they break. Would they break?
Yeah, they break.
Yes,
they do. Yeah, that's
they break.
funny.
So they break.
They do break. They break. Yep.
So if they break enough times, don't you think they'll turn back to sand? If they break enough times, don't you think they'll turn back to sand?
No. Hey, you could listen. What do you think? There's people sitting in the desert smashing up pottery and grinding it back into sand again.
It's natural wind degradation. Oh my God!
You're fooling yourself.
No, I'm not going to talk with Jack anymore.
I know you're not.
I'm not going to talk with
I just wanted to make. I turned you into a shish kebab. Thank you for letting me do it. By the way.
Yeah. You win, Jack. You win.
Edward, what's your religion so I can get a bead on your hermeneutics?
You want to win right now? No, I'm Roman Catholic, raised.
Oh, Roman Catholic. I was raised a Roman Catholic. Okay,
oh,
I just
cool,
wanted
man.
to know. To know.
And you are atheist right now, or?
Yes, sir.
Are you agnostic or literally atheist? Like God doesn't exist? Or
I simply say there's no evidence for a supernatural anything.
Okay, no, that's fair.
That's all I said. There's no evidence for it.
Okay.
There's no evidence for like supernatural.
Right. That's my opinion.
So do you believe as a person in supernatural?
Do I believe in it? Not really, no. I mean, I believe in the natural. I believe in some crazy ass, wild natural occurrences that are really mind-boggling. But I don't believe in magic and supernatural, where it's disconnected from actual physics.
I wish magic was real, right?
Well, I mean, I could work with it if it was. I'd try to fix a few things.
Fix a few things, okay.
She has some broken pottery, I think.
Yeah, exactly. Well, the Japanese have a method, right, with the golden glue. Then they repair all the pottery. You see that?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
I think it has some philosophical, motivational stuff behind it. Like you can be broken and then still be beautiful. You know, that kind of cringy YouTube motivational stuff.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. I have this thought. Isn't it intriguing that a lot of people in the Bible staked their lives for something that seemingly isn't logical? It's not, seemingly isn't possible.
But
You know,
why do you
don't
think
you
that it was the
think
case
that?
for those people? So people believe that the sun is rotating around this planet. That was not the case, but it was nearly obvious to them. So
But do you
people
think?
might think that that's the truth at that time. We don't know
But do
how
you
they
think? Do you
exactly
think they
had
would?
seen those things, and probably they believe that it's true.
But do you think they would have died for something like that?
People die for many things.
But I don't think it will be on such a large scale as dying for something so like
So what?
So I get what I'm trying to say is
People die
I'm
for
not saying
ideologies. Okay, they are ideologies. For example, do you think that people died for communism? That's
Unfortunately,
they
yes.
know that it's ideology. It's not like Jesus, like showing so-called miracles. It's way than what they had believed. So if people can even die for ideologies, then people can believe for those things that they had witnessed or they think that that was true. They believed whatever, and it's more possible that they can die for those things.
okay, fair.
Ernest, I think the argument you're telling is a good one, but I don't think it applies to if it's true or not. I think the argument of like, why would those apostles die for the faith, even though it could probably be fake? I think it proves more a point of that they truly believed and they were not imposters. Some people say the apostles were, frosters, or like they didn't really believe, so they just faked it. But I think that proves a point that the apostles actually believed what they say. So I think that's more a proven point.
I wouldn't get overly excited. I wouldn't get overly excited about all that. There's a lot of people who are convinced of things and they end up dying for it. And
I'm not saying that it's true. That's not the argument. I'm just saying that the apostles were truthful to what they thought.
The narrative about the apostles is not even reliable. They only have documented evidence that 2 of them were martyred. They don't really. The rest of it is just a narrative that somebody talks about. They don't
if
really
that's your
have.
conclusion, that's fine. But we gotta go to the truth,
I'm
right?
just repeating the stuff that I read and hear. That
Yeah, of
there's
course.
really only actual documentation for 2 apostles being martyred. Again, I don't care if they believed it or they didn't. You have to really look at the bigger picture of what you're talking about.
What is your bigger picture? I'm curious.
I would look into the history of Yahweh. That's where I would start. Where that concept actually came from. And it doesn't start any earlier in history than 1400 BC. And we've been around for maybe 200,000 years, maybe minimum 50,000. You pick a number, I don't care. But
I've read some things about the the Yahweh, like I think it first started as a storm god, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, so I read that, and it's like
and the Israelites were very busy looking at Yahweh as such.
Sure,
as a storm. So again, it's disjointed. There's no continuity from the days of Adam and Eve to that point. There's no continuity there. This is something that arrived at around the 14th century BC. It should already tell you that there's something disjointed about this whole story.
Yeah, so you're taking like I think what you're trying to get at is like a standpoint of Feuerbach. I think like we invented God. I think is that what you're trying to say?
Well, of course we did. It
No,
was a
okay, okay.
it was a necessary desire to extend our capabilities by creating a concept that could help us if we
Sure, I
if
also
we
believe that.
prayed
Yeah.
to it, if we prayed to it or sacrificed to it.
But with that argument, I don't necessarily think that this proves God, right? Like, it doesn't mean then suddenly when people thought that Yahweh was true in that era, that would change God itself, right? I think God would always be God. For example, if I can get a metaphor or like an example, if we all look at chair, right? We know what a chair is. But if I really just think about what a chair is, like, okay, a chair is for like for pegs to stand on, and it has a back to rest your back on.
Tell me when the Israelites became the chosen people, because there was a time in their history where they weren't acting like the chosen people. They were people worshiping a storm god.
Yeah.
So tell me when they became enlightened and knew that it was actually one God. Because I got news for you. They weren't even monotheistic until after they got
No, I
released
said
from
that they're
the Babylon.
polytheistic. Yeah, I know. It's
Yeah,
not news to
so
me, man. It's okay.
well, then you have to realize there's nothing consistent about this narrative.
No,
There's
it's
nothing
not about
consistent about
look.
it.
I think it's very consistent. Look, we humans, okay, just for the sake of the argument that God exists, we humans live in a time, right? In time space, right? We if we talk about God, God is something that is outside time and
That's
space.
your definition. That's your
Yeah,
definition.
okay, but then we just go with, oh, it's your truth, your truth. Then we can go to a single. Then we can talk about. If you just say, yeah, that's your God. If we just talk about God in a very general sense, God should be out of time and space, because if he's created something, he should not be into the creation necessarily, right?
I don't know. I don't see why not.
Sure, that's okay.
We create things within our existence. We create beautiful, wonderful things, and
Yeah,
we're in the creation. So I don't see why
Yeah.
that can't be possible.
You say that we are creators.
Yeah, we can create things.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, we create things with things that are already here, right? We don't create something out of nothing. But that is not the point. I think the point is that you say it's not coherent, the story, right? But I do think it is coherent, because if we work with people, we don't just dump everything into them when they're like, young. You don't say, okay, so you got to pay taxes like this. You gotta do this in school. You gradually
Do me a
educate.
favor. Do me a favor. Forget your analogies. Tell
No,
me
that's
why.
important,
Tell
man.
me when the Israelites became the chosen people who are now being enlightened directly through prophets and scripture.
I don't
Tell
know
me when
why
that happened.
I don't know necessarily.
It happened from Abraham.
When was that?
I don't know the exact date.
Why does that matter?
What does it matter? Because they're not acting like the chosen people early on. They're acting like, first of all, they didn't even discard all the other gods. They accepted them as real.
Yeah, that's fine,
So
right? Because
I think you are talking about the people of Israel. You're not talking of the concept of God. I mean, the fact that my son doesn't follow what I tell him to do doesn't mean I am not real.
You're gonna start with dopey analogies. I don't want to hear it. The fact is that the Israelites were supposed to be delivering this concept of God. Well, their concept of God was he's a god, but there's other gods. Is that supposed to be true in their monotheistic religion?
I don't know where you are referencing from that Israel believes in other forms of gods. I don't know.
Really? You don't know your history then. You don't know your actual
Horatio, I
actual
think you're very
historical
Horatio. Listen. I think you're going from a wrong point here. You sound very condescending. I don't know if you noticed that. Secondly, I don't think you don't use analogies in your conversation. I think it's very important, even in day-to-day
You're
basis.
wasting my time.
Then go away. You don't have to be here.
Israel. Talk about the actual subject matter. When were they the chosen people? You don't know. You
you
do
know?
know. You do accept the fact that they were worshiping and talking to other
Yeah,
gods along
that's
with
the
their own
normal,
God.
consistent way how humans evolve, right? It's like
So
educating a child.
your God concept is evolving. It's not a revelation.
No,
It's
you gotta think
evolving
it like
through
this.
humanity.
No. God doesn't evolve. God doesn't evolve. We don't believe God evolves.
You guys
The
are
Israelites don't
clueless. You
believe
guys
God
are
evolves.
clueless. You guys are clueless.
No, what you are talking about
okay, well.
is humans. You're not talking about God. You're talking about humans and what humans have done with God. It's different from God himself.
Yeah, well,
he was there before humans, so
oh,
he is him.
Yeah, but
The only narrative you ever get about your God is from humans. So whatever they're saying and doing, that's supposed to be the inspired word of God. Yeah, you don't want to hear it, do you?
Hey, Rachel, I think no, Ernest, don't engage, don't engage. Ernest, I don't think he is not in his right mind right now. He just he's calling us names. He's foolish. He says you were foolish.
I never called
etc.
you a name.
Well, you called us foolish, so I don't think this
I
conversation
never said
goes anywhere.
foolish.
As Edward's wife and a very devout atheist, I'm very disappointed to hear people like this being so condescending. I'm ashamed to be an atheist because of people like you.
Condescending.
Sorry, that's my wife.
I'm asking when the Israelites became the chosen people. That's condescending.
Well, if you call names and just say like, well, that's nonsense.
What name did I call you?
Don't
You're lying.
raise your voice. Don't raise your voice, man. Come on.
What name did I? You're lying about me. What name
now
did
you're
I
saying I'm a
call
liar. Look at this, what you're doing,
What
man. You're
name
just
did I
guys.
call you?
Okay, wait.
Man.
Let's calm down a little bit.
Yeah, thanks,
okay?
Phil.
So, yeah, he didn't call any names so far. I think I didn't realize.
Oh, he called us foolish, and he's very. Don't you think he's very condescending in the sense of like, oh, it's nonsense. Well, that's not the point. I don't think that helps.
I didn't hear that. Like,
okay, sure.
Is there anyone else heard that?
Thank you, Phil.
We can go back and check the live if you want, but I don't think it's necessary.
I think he's a bit emotional in the conversation.
Okay, let's keep judging like our personalities also. Okay, so if you don't want to proceed, okay, but then you're free. Okay, well, we don't have to go there and.
I gotta go, by the way. So,
goodbye.
Well, goodbye. Nice talking to you guys.
Thanks for
see you next
joining
time,
again.
perhaps, maybe.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Good luck.
Okay, bye.
I actually followed that knucklehead for some reason. Let me unfollow his ass.
No, you proved.
Kind of proving his point though.
He at least he proved right now. So if that was not right, now he made him right.
Yeah. So if I was saying something to Horatio, I was trying to say that God, we don't believe God was revealed by humans. That's what you are assuming, and that's not what we believe. We believe God was revealed to humans, and He has been revealed to every human in a way. That's what we believe in.
Yeah.
When
did he reveal himself? How? When did this happen? How?
So you can take it from the story of Adam and Eve when He breathed life into Adam.
So you believe in a special creation. You don't believe in evolution. Is that correct?
It's not that I don't believe in evolution. I believe evolution is true. Okay, but I don't completely discard a creator.
So do you believe in Adam and Eve or not?
I think this one of the stories that I believe was mostly metaphorical.
Okay,
this is also metaphorical. Okay, what is not metaphorical in that religion?
Who knows?
Ernest?
Whatever doesn't make sense.
That's what I try to.
Okay, wait. Let's take a step back. Real. When they say something is real, then what does it mean? When they say something is real, what does real mean? The word real, what does it mean?
When the claims are matching with the evidence, then we call it real.
No, that's not. What evidence? Then it means you have to say that the evidence itself is real. So you've not really explained anything.
We look at the claims. So what is real? We look at the thing. We try to observe, and we test those things and then say, okay, yeah, these are the claims and this is the evidence, then it matches, okay, then the claim is true.
Yes, yes, I understand what you are saying. But then to do that, you also have to assume that the evidence is real. So what makes you think the evidence is real?
Like
So you still
Ernest,
not
like going into hard solipsism is not solving your problem, man. Okay, so you immediately dive into hard solipsism. No one is claiming to be 100% sure about anything. Okay, I understand the cart the way that you understand, but if you're gonna do that, don't have any belief. Why the hell you have belief in the first place? Don't believe. Like, what if like this is all your imagination? We can go there if you want. Let's go. But when we question your belief, you're saying, "Oh no, how can you be sure about the evidence?" Okay, I can't. But you cannot be also. Then why do you believe in God?
That's why I said faith. That's faith.
Faith. You have just faith, and that's what I said. I mean, if that's the only thing that you can say, the conversation is over for me. Faith, just faith. Okay, then people can have any faith, right? In many different things. But this is killing the conversation. You know that, right? For example, I have the faith that you're my imagination. Now I have this faith. Okay, so what?
But me, I don't have that faith.
You don't have that faith. But how can you be sure that you're not my imagination? You cannot be, right?
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
you see that killed the conversation.
Okay.
So we at least accept that we live in a universe and we share a similar reality or the same reality. Okay, we experience things in the similar way. We accept those things. Okay, like axioms. And then we proceed. And when we check the reality that we accepted, okay, for example, right now, do you think that you're talking to me in your dream or out of that dream?
I'm talking to you out of that dream. But let me make my point here. I think you have now defined what real is. So you are defining real as something we all have agreed to accept is true.
That's all we can do. That's all we can do.
That's all we can do.
Yeah, and that doesn't mean that it's the absolute truth or something.
Then that also ends your your argument of atheism, because then you've also agreed that reality is just an agreement. So if we can also say then God is also an agreement, then we both are equally, illogical or whatever you may call it.
But there's no agreement on God, right? Like there are atheist people and there are believers.
Yes.
So that's not an agreement.
So now,
do you agree that you live in a universe?
Yes, I agree.
Me too. You see, surprise. Okay, so but like in this universe that we agree, I don't observe God. Okay, I don't have good evidence for God.
But then people do, and so to them it's real.
People think that there's a good evidence. People think that it's real, but it may not be real. But because in the same, let me ask one more question. Do you agree that in this reality that we already agreed, people can imagine things?
Yes.
People can dream when they're sleeping?
Yes, but it doesn't make their dreams less real than this one.
Yeah, but do you believe that people can have hallucinations?
Yes.
Okay, people can like be mistaken about what they observe?
No, when you use the word mistaken, it means you are saying that their hallucinations or whatever is not real in your book.
It's not book, okay? Like there are cases that people say, hey, I have seen that. Then when we investigate, that was not what he thought. So that means we can misunderstand what we observe. So that's also in our reality, right? Yes or no?
My point is
that's the thing, right? That's in our reality.
When you say it's not, we are trying to define reality, right?
We're not defining. As we agreed on, it's just an agreement, right?
Yeah, so we are agreeing that reality is an agreement. Yep. So let's say you agree that okay, you've seen this guy has seen this, and we all agree that this is real. Then someone else has a dream. To him, that's real. That's reality. So my point is, you can't hold reality as more objective or more real than someone else's reality, even though it may have consequences in your reality, the reality that everyone has agreed on. I'm not denying that, but then it doesn't make his reality less.
But it's mixed because like we have good evidence that like we understood that someone only has imagination, nothing for further to investigate or prove. And we also know that people can imagine things. You agreed, right? Do you agree that we have imagination or misunderstandings,
Yes.
hallucinations, or
No,
some optical
where
illusions?
Where I stop agreeing with you is when you use misunderstandings or mistakes. That's when it's just an agreement. Like playing a game. We agree.
So when we
that this
agree on
God.
that, so how like we can have more trust on our observations, true, better evidence,
Yes.
right? So and when people claim something and when they don't provide good evidence, then we can say, wait a second. Okay,
What is
I could
good
I could make
evidence?
make a claim right now. Like I could say that unicorns are real, man, because it's written in a book and people witnessed unicorns. Okay, I can say that. But how
What
to
do you mean by
understand
witness?
the unicorns are in our reality or not? How to understand that?
Okay, in what definition would you say unicorns are not real?
I didn't say they're not real. I even claimed that. Let's suppose I'm claiming that unicorns are real. Okay, this is my reality. Okay, this is my reality. So
Okay.
when I say this is my reality, that doesn't mean it's something real. Sure, it's in my reality that I believe that it's my reality. Okay, but as we know
Yeah.
that this can be only just an imagination.
Just.
Yeah, just an
It's not
imagination.
just.
The same
Okay,
goes for
let's let.
God. The same goes for angels. The same goes for abductions. The same goes for Santa Claus.
Klaus.
We have question. Hey, Rise, you have the mic. You guys can join if you want. Because we are in deep waters right now. I'm okay with that, but it's going further than the original topic. They don't want to talk.
They keep arguing about whether this universe is eternal or not. Doesn't have to be this configuration. It could have been matter and energy is what we consider to be indestructible and always in existence. So there could have been a million changes. Existence is infinite, forwards and back. This doesn't have to be the only event that ever occurred. This particular universe, as amazing and vast as it is.
Okay.
So you're saying the universe is eternal?
What?
You're saying the universe is eternal, like the universe didn't have a beginning and doesn't have an end.
I just said the opposite. I just said this universe doesn't have to be itself eternal. There could have been another event before it, and before that, etc.
And so the event.
Yeah.
So the events that happened before it, like were eternally like backwards. So like if you go backwards, you can go forever. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, something. Matter and energy we consider to be indestructible, always here. Matter and energy.
So so I guess what you are saying is that the concept of existence is eternal.
Yeah.
But then matter and energy is not necessarily eternal.
No, they are eternal. They're part of existence.
So nothing created them. Like there was no process outside of matter and energy that can create matter and energy.
Not that we can say that's correct.
So they just appeared.
Just appeared? No, always were.
They always were.
Yeah,
But
just like your
you
God,
know,
just like your God. He's
but you know,
always never appeared. He was always there. Just like that.
no, yeah, exactly, exactly like my God. That's why I'm saying that. Okay, you let me not digress. But matter and energy is linked with time, right? Like in theory of relativity.
Yeah, listen.
Like
I'm not getting into physics with you. I'm sure
no,
you
but
don't
that's
know.
the point. No,
That
but
is
that's
the
the
point. That
point.
is the point. You're talking about physics. You don't know enough about it. I don't know enough about it. So
Exactly, but I'm
let's
telling you
go
what
with
I know.
let's
So
go with the more relevant aspects of your religion and what it's all about, rather than trying to arrive at the beginning of everything, because we can't do it. Neither you nor
you know
I.
what I think is happening here. You know what I think is happening here. Anytime, like it's easy to punch holes into what I say, but then when it's like when I'm trying to punch holes into what you are saying, then you're like, no, let's go back to me. What was I saying? You understand? I have agreed.
You're trying to lecture on physics. I know that you cannot.
No, I'm not.
So I don't want to hear it.
No, so if you know I can't, so when I say something that you think is wrong, then you tell me it's wrong, and you tell
I'm
me why
not going
it's
to
wrong.
weigh
But
in
you
on it
can't.
because I don't know enough either. Leave it alone. You don't know about physics, and neither do I. So stop talking about it.
I'm not going to tell you something I don't know about. Why would I tell you something I don't know
Okay,
about?
thank you. You can't just keep going.
But you've heard. But you've heard of the theory that the faster objects move, the lighter their mass, like the less mass they lose. That's why light is massless. So what I'm trying to say is that you saying that matter and energy have always been, indirectly you're also saying that time has always been, which is not true. We all know time started at the beginning of the Big Bang.
Our concept of time started with our universe. That doesn't mean there wasn't another concept of time prior to it. Our concept of time started with our universe.
Okay, so that can we study that concept of time from our universe?
What?
Do you think we can do that? No, you are saying that maybe there was another concept of time from a different universe. So are you saying that we can study that concept of time from our universe?
What I'm saying for the 15th time is I won't discuss physics because neither one of us knows enough to sound intelligent.
No, but
I'm admitting that I can't do it.
Okay.
It's about time you did the same.
Ernest.
No, you started with it.
Ernest. Like I promise, I will give you what you want. Proceed. Make your point.
No, my point is he started saying that probably energy and matter have always been.
Yeah, we can assume
is that what you said?
Like yeah.
Horatio, is that what you said?
He meant
and
that.
I'm saying
forget about him. Okay, he doesn't want to do that with you. Okay, so respect what he doesn't want to. Let's say he did it. He said that. Okay, so please proceed with me.
But I can't proceed with you if you don't agree with what he said.
We agree what he said. We agree what he said.
Okay. And so if you are saying time and matter and energy have probably always been, and I'm saying that matter and energy, I know for sure that matter is linked with time.
Matter is what?
Like they can't. It's linked with time. Like you can't have matter without time.
No, you can't say that.
You can't have matter without time. How can you have matter without time? We all know. The Big Bang didn't only begin space and matter. We know it also began time. Like time started from the Big Bang.
What Big Bang claims is space-time.
Bro, I can literally
okay, no, don't interrupt like that. Okay, that's not cool. So Big Bang says that space-time started existing, not energy. Okay.
Philosopher, open chat.
Are you saying?
Yeah, scroll a little bit upward.
I don't understand what you're saying, Jasmine.
Open the chat box.
Open the chat box? What does that mean?
Scroll
I'm not
a little
scrolling
bit.
anything. Say what you want to say.
I have time.
You have time?
Yes.
Okay, then say what you want to say.
Don't you have guts to open the chat box?
Don't you have guts to repeat what you want to say?
Right, Jay.
Just to you are stupid. You have very low IQ, man.
Bye bye.
Yeah.
Bye bye.
So long now, Jai.
I cannot call you time waster because I didn't waste my time. Thanks for not wasting my time, but you showed your face and the very few seconds.
Everybody say hello to Abu Baker.
Oh, Baker. Okay, welcome back. Long time no see. Yeah.
Hey, what's up?
Nothing.
We're trying to chill.
We're talking
Where did
to
the
a
energy
bunch of
exist without
theists
time
and
and
getting nowhere.
space? Yeah. So where did the God existed without time and space? Rice, can you answer this question also? My answer is I don't know to your question. Okay? Then it's my turn to ask you a similar question. Where did the God existed without time and space? I answered, I don't know.
Are you talking to a ratio or me?
I'm talking to Rice. Yeah, but we're on the same topic. So my energy was there according to Big Bang. And you're saying, oh, there must be time, space. But according to science, there was no time and space. But still there was energy. And that's why it sounds like maybe it was always there. That's what Horatio meant.
So you are saying energy has always existed.
That implies like we don't know for sure. But if there was no time, but still if there was energy, that means it may be always there.
I mean, when you had what we are guessing was a singularity, nothing had been created yet in this universe. And yet, where is this singularity existing? In something. So the concept of space, time, and existence is a continuum. It's a continuum previous to this universe, after this universe, always. Right? Where was the singularity existing if it hadn't created space and time of this universe? Had to be somewhere. So I don't really see. And again, I'm not a physicist, so I won't go any deeper than that.
No, you see, the problem with you saying I'm not a physicist is you can't say I'm not a physicist, but then I believe physics can prove that God doesn't exist. But then when I
That
ask
is
you
not
to,
what physics does. Physics doesn't go around proving God doesn't exist. All they prove is what they can demonstrate. And your God has never been demonstrated. That's all.
okay, I think it's time you prove to me that God doesn't exist.
Again, nobody does that. Are you deaf? Nobody does that. Nobody has to do that. You have to prove he exists. That's the burden of proof.
Lays on the claimants.
What's the matter with these people?
Oh my God.
Which god do you worship, Mr. Ernest Adamate? How do you pronounce your name?
It's Adamte.
Adamte. Which god do you worship?
What do you mean by that question?
I think it's very simple. Which god do you worship? The Christian one, the Islamic one, the Jewish one? Which god are you? A Hindu?
I believe in the Bible.
So you're a Christian.
I don't
Okay,
know.
so to go back to what you said earlier about physics, when you said, to Horatio, you can't say physics disproves God. Well, physics can't disprove anything that's supernatural and undefined. However,
How?
physics, I said can't, not can.
Can't. Okay, okay. I
Yes.
didn't hear you. Sorry.
However, physics and almost every single avenue of science have disproved nearly every single claim the Bible made in relation to the creation of the earth or the history of life on it. And that's enough of evidence for me to disprove the existence, at least of the Christian version of God.
Oh, Baker, but you
Okay,
missed
can
our
you give me an
conversation.
example?
But you missed our
Can you give me an
conversation,
example?
Baker. That those are all metaphorical.
Ah, oh yeah. So in contrast to what all the popes and the gospels and the disciples and what everybody else thinks, they're metaphorical.
Excuse me, please. I need to get something. I'll be back.
Yeah. Common sense, would that be?
I think ChatGPT answers.
I like the way his wife came in. I'm an atheist, and I just am so disappointed that someone could be so condescending. Shut the fuck up.
Whose wife?
Some guy I was talking to. He's a Roman Catholic. She's an
Oh.
atheist, and she didn't like my argumentation. She didn't like the tone of it or something, and she's very disappointed. I've disgraced the atheistic position. Yeah, yeah, go fuck yourself.
Yeah, your shame among
I mean,
atheists.
look, the only conclusion I draw from that interaction was that they have a solid marriage, they support each other, and I'm happy for them. That's my actual conclusion. I'm good with it. I'm good with it. They support each other. That's the way it should be. But as far as whether they're correct
Yeah,
or not,
right, sure.
don't make me laugh.
We don't have to talk about people who are not here. Okay? So, Rice,
No,
can you
I'm
speak up?
talking nice about them. I'm talking nice about them. I'm saying they support each other, and I'm good with that. Continue.
Shut the fuck up didn't sound nice, but anyway.
Well,
Rice.
okay. Well, I was talking about her criticism of me.
Okay, we will wait.
So,
Man, there's a lot of construction going on outside, and I can't fucking sleep.
what are they doing?
I think they're building an apartment complex.
Oh boy, you can hear some pounding.
Yeah, it's been going on for as long as I've been here.
They're
Fucking
pile
annoying.
driving, aren't they?
They're jackhammering. They're doing everything.
Yeah. When pile driving is, they're burying these columns
Yeah,
deep into the
yeah.
fucking soil. They got to pound them in.
Yeah, it woke me up at 2 a.m. yesterday, and I took like 6 melatonin pills, and I barely fell back asleep. Now I got woken up again. So fucking annoying.
Don't eat pork or shellfish.
Shellfish?
Yeah. I think that's a Jewish taboo.
Ah.
See, when you ask them specifically when were the Israelites the chosen people, because they're very busy being very unchosen in their beliefs.
Yeah.
They have no answer. Oh, I don't know. I mean, of course you don't know.
One of the things that boggles my mind about the Judeo-Christian God is his inability to make good choices regarding selecting, messengers, and people. He seems to have a knack for choosing the most delusional nut jobs and
Who end up getting
sending.
murdered by the populace, if I'm not mistaken. A lot of
Yeah,
prophets were killed.
yeah, and for some reason he always sends them to some retarded village, not a civilization, right? Not a civilization with science and everything.
Yeah.
No, a retarded village with in which barely anybody could read and write, and
Yeah.
that's where most of his miracles happen.
Yeah, it's a pathetic construct, the way it all unraveled. I mean, it's just silly.
Yeah, don't send prophets to China or to the Aztecs or the Romans. No.
First of all, don't send prophets at all. If you're so anxious to have people recognize you as real, show the fuck up. Don't be sending people, because now we're just talking to a person who could say anything. That's not valid. Everybody is saying something. Who am I supposed to believe? So that doesn't work. Sending prophets. Everybody's got somebody that's talking about a religion. That's invalid. An invalid system.
Miracles.
These people, they don't realize how rational the discussion can be if they realize why they're doing what they're doing. You need to realize why they're doing it. And I try to remind them the whole God concept is just an extension of our desire for more capability. That's all it is. Somebody get a grip on these volcanoes, earthquakes, droughts, tidal waves, tornadoes. Somebody get a grip on this.
He's really good at being destructive.
And these are just nothing more than natural forces, but they're bigger than us. So we wanted something bigger to help us with it. That's the whole basis of a God concept. So now that we've yeah, I really, Phil, are you comfortable talking physics? Because I'm not, honestly. I can only say the little bit that I know, which is not much.
I am okay. Come on, like what we claim is obviously is the claim of science. So
I mean, when they start framing it with time and space and this and that, and I'm not able to converse on that. I'm not going to kid you. That's not me. I don't know.
we're different. I like it. You don't like it.
Well, I don't like what I can't speak to and be expected to speak to, because I can't.
You can easily say, "Sorry, I don't have opinion about that."
I don't think you are a physicist either. But if you want to tackle it, be my guest.
I'm doing. I like to do that.
Say again.
I like to do that. So sure, we are not physicists. We are not theologians. We are not tech experts, but we all talk about these topics.
Well, the particular field of physics is a very specific understanding of reality, and I don't have all the information I need. When it comes to theology and stuff like that. Now you're talking about human concepts, and I can weigh in on that, but there are certain fields that you need knowledge of. I don't have it when it comes to physics.
I don't know, but for me, it's enough that scientists don't claim that there was nothing. They don't claim that.
That's true.
Yeah, so that's enough, right? You don't have to be deeply knowledgeable
Right.
about these topics.
Well, yeah, and it gets summed up in one sentence, just what you just said. It was never a philosophical nothing.
Yeah.
Right. And that's it. End of discussion.
Yeah, that's why. So like we are not like wasting a lot of time about figuring out
Yeah, well,
what they
yeah,
say
you start
exactly.
getting into space time and this and this universe and then what how does this get that.
He doesn't like that. Okay, we know that. Hey, Rocky, welcome. Okay, I don't know. We have people, but we have lost the discussion.
Ernest had to go get something.
Yeah.
Oh, I have a question.
Yeah, Rocky.
So people say to me, "You're not open-minded." What do you mean by being open-minded?
You should ask this question to those people, Rocky.
No. I want to ask your perspective. What do you think to be open-minded? What is that?
Okay, like I can only tell by my experience and assumption. They say that to me also. I think they just say it through their assumptions, but we don't accept what they say. They think that we are closed-minded.
What is the line between being open-minded and being stupid?
The minimum requirement for being open-minded is to listen to their argumentation. That's the minimum. You have to tolerate their presentation. You have to be able to listen to it. That's as open-minded as you need to be. After that, you're obviously going to need argumentation against it, and that's where you have to do your thing. But open-mindedness is simply the willingness to listen to somebody's argument. That's all.
I can agree on that. Yeah, well said, Horatio.
Listen to or to even consider their arguments.
Say what?
Like we can listen to them. I mean, if an argument is not falsifiable, should we even consider that argument, or you should just listen to and send it to the trash can?
I don't know what you mean by if it's not falsifiable. In other words, they break all the rules and they introduce supernatural, which there are no rules to that. Now you just have definitions flying all over the place. Yeah, I mean, you can't really argue with that, other than to say you're making up definitions. You have no evidence. You haven't gotten anywhere with your argumentation. You're just making things up. See, they want to back into the concept of God because we don't have a clear explanation of a natural explanation of everything. We don't, guys like us, we don't have a clear explanation. They want to back into it. Therefore, if you can't explain it, there's room for the supernatural. Their arguments are always an argument from ignorance and an argument from incredulity. That's all. That's their indirect evidence for God. They have no direct evidence, but they're looking for indirect evidence of God. So when they see that you can't explain it fully, that's their opening. And it's nothing more than an argument from ignorance and incredulity. That's all it is. And they're both fallacies.
To not entertain their argument, which is not falsifiable, is not closed-mindedness according to you, right? If we don't entertain their argument even.
I don't even know what not falsifiable means, and I don't care. I'll listen to the particulars and I'll make my judgment. I'm not going to talk in generalities like this. I have no idea what you mean by not falsifiable. I don't even know what that means.
I mean, an argument which cannot be tested, and there is no proof. There is no way other, there is no way that you can prove it wrong.
I don't worry about that. All I worry about is what are the indications that what you just said is true. Give me the indications that it's true. That's all. I don't need to classify it as falsifiable or unfalsifiable. I realize there's a valid consideration there somewhere, but we don't need to get to that point. Just give me the particulars on why you think what you're saying is true.
I always like your keyboard, Frank.
Sorry.
Scatman.
Welcome.
Scatman Crothers. Scap, you know that reference, don't you? Your audio's not coming in.
Testing 1, 2, 3.
Now it is. If I say Scatman Crothers, you know what that means, right?
No, actually, I don't.
Never heard of Scatman Crothers?
No.
It's an old black guy.
Well, I'm old.
Scatman Crothers. Let me see if I can get a beat on him. I think that was Step and Fetch It. You know the name Step and Fetch It?
Yes, I do.
Okay, guys, seemingly Ernest is not coming. I'll just recreate so that I can find some people to discuss. Let me.
What are you going to reestablish the room, Phil?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see. I'm jumping. Yeah. And thanks for the people who joined there. Let's see. Let's see. Raise sound. Okay. Hey, Matt. Hey. Hey, Rocky. Welcome back, Baker. We have Skywalker. Wow.
Hello.
Hello. Hello. Hello. Hello. Hello. Hello. Hello. Hello. Hello. Hello. Hello. Yep. A lot of new faces, but they don't read. They don't care. Kareem. Nitu. Kira. Rocket. Ooh, we have John. Okay.
Prove me your God.
Yeah. That's the topic of today.
Yeah, I want to see the proofs also.
Oh, cool. You're also waiting for the proof?
Yeah. I'm close to the end.
Hello, guys.
Hello.
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 Hi, how are you guys?
We're doing okay.
I ask you a question.
Yeah. What's the question?
That was the question.
Oh, the
Yeah,
kiss isn't the
yeah.
question.
Shut the fuck. I said, how are you? Have some manner. Say, yeah, I'm good, thank you. You
Yeah, I'm
guys,
fine. Thank you.
tell about me yourself.
You see how crazy they can be?
We come in the chat.
Check. We can check
Chat,
your
chat.
audio. I cannot give you any check. I can only check your audio. Okay. Will you start making sense? Will you start making sense?
We started the message one by one.
Message? What message you're talking?
Hey man, you come in the message. We talk to you.
Start making sense. Start making sense. Start making sense.
Hi, Jasper. How are you?
Hey, I'm okay. How
Hello
about
man,
you?
are you okay?
People are starting to spam the chat box with pictures,
That's okay.
with GIFs.
Okay.
How can I change my voice?
Your audio is muffled. It's not good. I wish you had a clear
Hello.
audio. Hello. Hello.
What's up?
Hello. Hello. Nothing much here. We're waiting for people to talk about the topic. Prove me your God is the topic.
What is your name?
Sober.
Excuse me. Hello, everyone. Hello, Frank.
Hello, John.
Jasper is a famous YouTuber.
Don't you think the topic is a little bit controversial?
It is.
All right. What can I say? I don't want to interrupt you.
Philosopher,
I wish you all the best.
Thank you so much, John.
philosopher, you are live right now.
Yes, I am.
Hey guys, we join a meet. Introduce
Which
yourself.
platform? YouTube?
What did you say again? You remember that I said your audio is not clear?
Tell about yourself.
Sunram, I'm gonna kick you if you keep saying random things, okay? This is not like chit-chatting room. We have a specific topic. Prove me your God. If you believe a God exists, if you want to prove your God exists, then speak up. But if you're not here for that, just listen or just find another room. We don't have to know the people here. It's just a topic, right?
What are you
I
saying?
think you understand that. Sundaram.
Okay.
What did he say?
I say introduce yourself.
Okay, I'm gonna kick you because you don't understand English. Or you don't care. In both cases, I want to kick you. Just explain we don't have to introduce ourselves for such topics. Okay, hey Rorona, like, don't you want to have some breaks between the GIFs?
Yeah, he has nothing to say. That's all he can do.
I think they're cool GIFs, but might be annoying for some people if you keep doing that. Okay, this is how you respond. And this is how I respond.
Thank you very much. That was appreciated.
It was not that much annoying. If people started using the chat box, then yeah, I wouldn't even wait any warnings. I would kick immediately. But since no one is also chatting, that was okay to me. And Frank, you should know that nothing is private in this room.
Sure. No, I understand.
Okay, good. Because they can see your messages. Oh, what else?
I will
Okay.
not see your live.
You're not seeing my live? Or you don't want to
Yeah,
see the live? What you mean? Which one?
I want to see your live, but
Ye-
I can't.
Okay, maybe because of your bad internet. Try this link.
No, but
I don't understand what
okay.
you're saying, man. You're breaking a lot.
Yeah.
You are breaking a lot. You're breaking a lot. Mhm. Hey guys
Right, bro.
on
My
YouTube.
internet is slow.
Okay, I'll mute you, man, because your internet is not making any sense. Okay. So for the people on YouTube, if you guys really think that you're so dumb and dishonest, why the hell you keep having the conversation for a long time? Like why you're trying to teach something or someone that you think he'll never accept or understand. That doesn't make also sense. I don't know. It can prove in both directions that that's not cool, at least for both of you. Anyway. John Murphy, welcome back. Um,
Thanks.
thanks. Yeah. We have lost the people from YouTube. Who killed more people in history, Islam or Hitler? Rocky started again.
Well, that's kind of off topic, right?
Kinda am. Kinda.
I came here to learn whether or not there's a God.
Yeah. It's not a good timing, Frank.
Hey, I can wait. I can wait.
Yesterday we
It's
had a
early
few
morning.
ones. Oh, early in the morning. Okay. Okay.
So how was the discussion, guys, when I was not here?
I can't say it was fruitful. Unfortunately. Bum 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 bum. And Gabe. Okay, people. No one wants to prove a God exists. No one wants to prove a God exists. God exists. No one wants to prove God exists. God exists. May I ask the room owner his stance on his issue? I don't believe a God exists. I'm an agnostic atheist. Why I don't believe a God exists because I don't see convincing evidence, enough evidence, good evidence. That's why I don't believe a God exists. Bum 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 bum. We are on the same page. Nothing to argue about. Okay. There are many atheists on Free for Talk.
I think believe or there are more, but they're
Really?
not interested.
Okay.
Philosopher, how many languages do you know?
Why are you asking such a question?
I'm just asking.
But that's not the topic.
You're a genius, man. I think you are genius. So you know many many countries' language.
No, this is not.
You
It's
know
not good
Hindi,
for. No, I don't know.
Arabi.
I don't know any language.
Okay.
As hard as atheism is hard to back up. Ooh.
Bro, will you teach me a fluent language?
No, I'm not a teacher. That's hard atheism, Gabe. Agnostic atheism is soft atheism and they don't claim that God doesn't exist. So still you can be an atheist. Atheism is lack of belief, but this is soft atheism. That's partially true. Atheism is also belief that God doesn't exist. This is hard atheism. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. Da, ba, da, ba, dum. Dum. Shawan. Welcome, Shawan. Ayara.
Hello.
Hello. Just go
What
ahead.
a voice. So on.
Shawan. Someone liked your voice, Shawan.
So on. You're from Korea. Connected lost. He's gone.
Yeah, he's gone. He is gone. He is gone. Mister. We're waiting for people who wants to prove a God
Miss
exists.
Arpit. Hello Arpit. You have a nice DP.
Hi guys,
I'm
where from guys?
I'm from heaven.
I'm also
Bahrain.
from heaven.
We are
I am
from
a
heaven.
partner of philosopher.
Yeah. I am from Morocco.
Okay. Welcome from Morocco. Did you see our
Morocco,
topic?
Africa.
He didn't. He didn't see the topic. Okay.
I think mostly people are from India in this group.
Bum, 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 bum. Boom, boom. It's not about disappointing, Yara. When you don't see that there is good evidence for something, you can choose not believing in it. So I realized that I don't have good evidence for God, and then I automatically became a non-believer. Do you think that tooth fairies are disappointing the kids? That's why they become a non-believer tooth fairies in the future after they grow up? Or do you think that Santa Claus is disappointing them? Or they realize that it's just a story? Bum, bum.
Cyrus, say anything.
Bum, bum.
6.
Okay. Believers, believers, believers. Where are you, believers?
Cyrus,
What are you saying, man? John Baptist bear witness to the light. He came and created the world, but the world didn't know him. But once who received the Christ, to them gave the Christ the power to become sons of God. Just beliefs, just beliefs, just beliefs. People just believe. They just believe. People just believe. They're just believing.
Righty then.
damn, bro, I got my data 100% notification.
We all have a mic, Jack. He doesn't have those settings in place.
Yeah.
Not yet. Hold your breath.
Yeah, held the breath.
Well, okay. You're protecting my ability to speak? That sounds unusual.
Well, you did say the other day, if anybody tells me to shut up, I will. So wait for that one.
Right. That's true. I mean, I'm a reasonable guy.
Yeah, all right, we'll see.
Yeah.
Orotio.
What?
Alright, you have nice name.
We left, thank you. We left the other guy, EU, whatever the fuck his name was, alone in the room.
Ernest.
Where are you from?
Yeah.
Where did you?
He's going to come back to a ghost town.
You have a nice DP.
Alrighty.
I can see a mountain and Superman on there.
Yeah. A friend of mine made that avatar for
Is it
me.
you, Superman? Is it you?
It's Mr. Magoo. It's an inside joke.
I
What do we
can.
have? Objective
Ah,
means if something is subject, it doesn't really exist. What the fuck? Rocky, what are you talking about? Alrighty then. Gabe's going off. It's a bunch of nonsense. What's up, Gabe?
Yeah, Gabe, speak to the mic.
Nice name, Gabe Itch. Oh, I have some cornbread here I haven't tackled yet. What'd you eat today so far, Bulldog? What did you please yourself
I am
with?
feeling sleep. I am feeling dead sleep, bro.
Nope, nobody cares. Time for cornbread. Or something. Whatever the fuck this is. Phil, what does your diet consist of? What keeps you alive? You don't want to answer.
I like vegetables.
You like vegetables?
Yeah.
That's a good move. Are
Yeah.
you a herbivore?
Oh, no,
Strictly? No.
no. I eat meat, but I can go without meat also.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Gabe doesn't want to talk to the mic.
Gable.
Okay, okay. Okay, what's the time?
Use that word. Okay.
Thanks. Maybe I can exercise today.
You might exercise today.
Oh, yeah.
Good for you.
Blah 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 blah. Okay, yeah, we're not getting people to discuss with, so I think it's better to leave. Sorry, Frank, you didn't catch today. Yeah, as I say, yesterday was good. The day before, yeah, we had also a lot of debaters. But today, no.
Yeah, it's a little slow.
Yeah. Well, indeed, we had but they left. But it was not that much long. But anyway, we are getting a lot of people from YouTube nowadays. They're cool. So you may catch better and more conversations here.
Excuse me, sorry.
Question for you there in the chat. Let's see. Have you ever? Who has the challenge ever overviewed?
Okay. Gabe, I don't have a specific worldview, so and I don't feel challenged. That's why. And like lack of belief is not something that people can challenge. They can only bring evidence and require more and better evidence for supernatural claims, and yet so far they don't have. Bottle. HQ. HQ means headquarters or what?
Or hindquarters.
Mm. Okay. Hind. Okay. Anyway.
Do we have any theists in the room that we promise to be polite with? Call no names. We have none, right? Everybody here is an atheist.
Yeah, many atheists in the room.
I'm what a philosopher would call a philosopher would call a soft atheist, though I don't particularly like that term.
Fake
How
atheist,
much,
okay.
how much room are you leaving when you say soft atheist?
Who are you asking?
You just said
No,
soft atheist. Must be you.
yeah. Well, no. Phil used the term first.
Help me out here.
It's something I learned here in Free for Talk as a term for people who are, do believe in a possible existence after death, as opposed to an atheist who doesn't. I don't like the term soft atheist.
And they base it in science when they think that there's a
No.
continuation.
I think there's a continuation. I don't base it in science. I just base it in it makes more sense than pure atheism, and it makes more sense than deism or belief in God.
It makes more sense that we continue after death.
Yes, to me it makes more sense. I don't speak for other people.
Based on what exactly?
How
do you support that view?
I don't have to support it.
No, you
I don't have to
do anything, Frank.
I don't have to defend it to anybody. It's simply the way I believe, and I will find out when I'm dead. It will either confirm or deny this particular belief.
Okay, that could be a topic.
Uh-huh.
Seemingly Horatio doesn't want to.
If you're going to allow the possibility of a continuation after death, it's got to be scientific. It has to have something to do with the retention of who and what you are in what's left that cannot be destroyed. So the energy and matter that you used to be constructed as quite differently, now that you're dead, you're rotting away. Can it somehow contain the essence of you for a continuation?
Well, the body rots. I don't see any reason to disbelieve that the mind disappears or that the mind rots. The mind can't rot, but I don't see any reason to disbelieve that the mind continues.
Well, do you not believe that the mind is produced by your brain?
No, I don't believe that.
Okay.
The brain is simply part of the machine, the biological machine. The mind occupies it and uses it to experience things in this particular reality. That's the way I have come to believe after a lot of reading and thinking about it.
Hey, Frank.
Yes.
On the computer, it's got a rubbish bin, right? A recycle bin.
Yeah, exactly.
You throw things in it what you don't want, right?
That's right.
So how come the computer doesn't get more heavy?
Oh, I don't know. I would have to look into that.
Oh, good. Okay, that's all I needed to know.
Yeah, I haven't checked into it. It's very, very low on my list of important things to check on. Gabe, you could ask Frank what he believes. I already stated a little bit about what I believe. Oh, that's what you meant. Oh, so the mind is energy that animates a biological computer. I think I'm not positive that it existed before my so-called birth, and I think, but I have no proof that it will continue to exist after my so-called death.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's a nice narrative, but it doesn't seem to have any means of support.
Well, no, that's as I already said, Horatio. I will find out after I die.
That's not the same thing as what I just said. I just said
Sorry,
it shows
I don't
no
have to
means of
support it.
support.
I
Nobody
don't have
said
to-
you had to.
Yeah.
I'm simply stating it shows no means of support in
Yeah,
terms of believing it.
obviously, I totally admit that. Is this a unique stance or coming from a particular religious school? It's unique, Gabe.
But Frank, again, like I will just repeat the same things as we did before. So the body shows a lot of properties, right? It emits heat, like the body walks, speaks, and does other things. The heart
Yes,
beats,
right.
everything, all those things. When we die, all of them they stop,
Right.
all of them, and we never observe them coming back.
Right.
Then why do you think that the consciousness is different than, or mind is different than those properties that I mentioned?
Because I don't have. There's plenty of evidence that the body shuts down, like you said. There's plenty of physical, scientific evidence for that. But
You don't
if
need scientific evidence. Like you look at the dead body, the body doesn't move anymore.
no, I understand that. I've seen dead bodies.
Yeah, they
I'm just
don't move.
pointing out. I'm just pointing out that there is evidence for it beyond my observations. So I think that now remember, I said the word think or believe. I don't have any proof,
His
but I think
concept,
that there is a separate
yeah.
energy that I'm calling the mind, and I think that that energy continues to move on. It leaves the body that dies, or when it leaves the body dies.
Where does the energy go, Frank?
I don't know. I'll let you know. I promise to let you know, Bulldog.
You can't let me know, because if you're wrong, right, and there's no afterlife and all that mumbo jumbo, right, you can't let me know because you'll be dead.
That's one possibility. The other possibility is that I will let you know, and the third possibility, if you would let me finish, Bulldog, the third possibility is that I will be having so much fun in the great beyond that I won't have time to let Bulldog know.
Oh, I knew there was a loophole. Yeah, I thought, the old. I'm too busy at the moment. I'll let you know later.
Yeah. I'm only on my 23rd virgin. Be right
Muslims,
with you.
That's right.
Muslims believe.
I knew you had a way out, Frank.
Muslims believe in,
I don't care what Muslims believe in.
You keep interrupting. Muslims believe.
Yeah, you keep talking.
That there is a reward if you die in jihad, and maybe there's some truth to that, and there's plenty of virgins running around with nobody to attach to.
Yeah,
I don't know.
we don't need to worry about them. But so your belief system is that the mind is a separate entity from the body. It only uses us to display itself. But
yes, that's basically correct. It's experiencing things, and on this plane, this reality that you and I supposedly exist in. I'm not, I only see you as a voice and an icon or a profile picture. But assuming you and I are in this reality, yes, it experiences things in this reality. I think the experiences a learning experience. Some people recognize that, some people don't.
Does it trouble you? Does it trouble you that if we make physical changes in the brain, that the mind is affected directly?
No. If physical changes are made, I don't think it changes the mind, because the mind is a separate.
Well, when you have certain parts of the brain that shut down, and the mind can't remember things, or it can't calculate anymore, or it can't speak English anymore.
Right. I understand your point.
That's simply the mechanism breaking down. It's not the mind breaking down. It's the
No,
mechanism that's delivering the presence
I
of
understand
mind.
what you mean, Horatio.
I'm just trying to clarify.
You don't need to. I already understand. The way I see it is that the mind simply has a defective machine to work with.
Right.
That's all.
Yeah.
Is this a unique stance? Oh, I already answered that. Perhaps you will speak English, but with a Chinese accent, with an upgrade. Who knows? Well, maybe you're talking about the future there, Gabe, and maybe that can happen. Maybe it won't.
How pervasive is this concept of the mind? Is it in the universe? How pervasive is this concept?
The concept, or you mean how many people believe it?
Well,
Is that what you?
no.
Clarify.
I have a mind. You have a mind. Everyone has a mind. Is there a unification somewhere as to where this mind emanates from, or?
I don't really know. In this reality, I'm not very smart. In other words, my mind is working with not the best kind of biological machine. Some people are smarter than me. Let's take Becker, also known as Baker Osama. I mean, he's a much more advanced biological machine than I am.
You don't see the mind as delivering your intelligence, because everybody should really be on the same page if we're all enjoying the same energy known as the mind.
There's a lot of sense in what you just said. The mind can only deliver, or the mind can only express itself through the biological body, and it depends on the quality of the biological machine. Like I said, my biological machine is not as high a quality as Becker's, also known as Baker.
Well, I'll just try to dig into that just a little bit. When you present a concept to somebody, their neuronal activity responds to it, absorbs it, and now is working with it. So that should happen if the mind appears in anyone's brain. It should be delivering concepts that your neuronal activity should be responding to, and yet it doesn't seem to. It seems that there are different levels of understanding, different levels of everything,
right?
Everybody,
right? Exactly, and
so I'm having a problem with that.
Yeah, that's because your biological machine is different from my biological machine. Now, yours may be more advanced than mine. I don't know. I don't care to judge you.
I think we all have 6 billion active neurons. So I don't see what's keeping us from all being on the same page.
Well, you may have 8 billion, Horatio, and I might have only 6 billion working neurons. The other 2 billion may be dead, or undeveloped. So that's why I don't want to judge the quality of your biological machine.
Okay. Just exploring it, that's all.
Okay, guys, I'm leaving the room.
All righty then.
Yeah.
Are you quitting for the day?
Yeah.
Or for now?
Mhm. Yeah.
Pass on the actual ownership to somebody so that
Co-ownership is not enough.
ownership
He doesn't like to
is
do
more
that. He may
powerful.
come back.
It's more powerful. Okay, you want to kick me,
pass
guys,
it on
if I join back?
Yeah, we
then-
want to boot you out.
No, if you come back, I'll give you back the ownership.
And I'm not coming back. Anyway, you have the ownership. Okay. Thanks for joining, guys. See you, I hope, tomorrow.
Ciao.
Ciao.
Oh.
Okay. Thanks, people. I'm not sending the link for the website because you never joined to continue. But thanks for being here today. You could be nicer to each other, but seemingly you have an agreement about how you treat each other. At least you keep talking till now. That means you care about each other. But I hope it can be better in the future. So thanks for all for joining today. I hope see you tomorrow. Bye bye. Take care.